You see me?
He's projected in top 10.
What was that?
Bro, I
Good
just
catch.
said that thing.
Wait, I can't hear you.
Oh, that got me.
Hold on.
Am I bleeding?
Go ahead. I can't hear you. I'm serious. I can't hear you. Restart the call. Restart the call.
About now.
Got you now. It was my fault, Jay Mitch.
There we go. Nah, I did that.
Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today's Wednesday, April 27th. It is the eve of the NFL Draft. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We are brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We have all the boys in studio. We have Floyd on the mic. He's DJing, mixing shit up. We got Stewie on the mic, Jackie Boy on the mic, and the verdict is in the studio. Also, special guest appearance, my buddy and co-host. He's been grinding outside out there in North Carolina. Is Jared Mitchell is on the call for the first hour on his video. Look at him. Look at him looking nice.
We're
and
back.
glistening. He has good sun. He has good lighting. He's got all the good stuff. He's driving. Be careful though. Don't drive. Don't get
No,
in the right driving out there.
we're parked. No, we're parked.
I gotta
We're
put the
parked.
earphones on.
That's
though.
the best utilization I've ever seen of like a sunroof. It actually looks like you need it.
Hey, the lighting is is
a moonroof.
prime. We got a big show today. We are going to talk a little bit about the LSU baseball game. They lost at UNO. We talked a little bit about that on Monday. It sounded, smelled, felt, tasted like a trap game, and that's what it was. You saw with the line, a little bit of the lineup. There's some lineup changes. They didn't throw all their big dogs out the bullpen. They kind of gave them a day's rest. We're going to get into that. Pels lose game 5. They lose game 5. Game 6 is tomorrow. I'm still trying to
Are you
go.
going?
I'm working on it. I'm working on getting tickets. I was hoping that they would win and they were going to clinch on game 6. I think the game goes to game 7. I do think they win this one. It was a tough one. You know, you're going from coast, basically from not coast to coast, but you're going two-time zones over. You're playing the number 1 team in the league. Mikal Bridges decided, hey, I'm just going to start scoring points today, and I'm not going to let anybody score on me. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what happened. So he was the difference maker. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk a little bit about what else we're going to talk about. We're talking about the draft. My betting stinks. That's what's distracting me right now. Is I'm looking at all my picks. I'm looking at all my picks that I did not win yesterday. If I would have bet the money line, I would have won, but I just didn't get the spreads right.
Couldn't be me.
No. I need to start listening to you. I need to stop chasing the money and start listening to you. But we got Nick Storz coming in the studio and Kendall Rodgers possibly coming at 12:40. I'm waiting for a response to talk about postseason baseball, talk about I think they're coming out with the new rankings and predictions and all of those things. Big series coming up this weekend. But let's jump into it. Jay, how you doing, bro?
I'm living, baby. We're grinding. We got great weather out here today. It was kind of cool last night.
Hey, it's kind of chilly. It's kind of chilly
man.
over here this morning. It got a little breezy. It's gonna get up to 82, but like it's pretty nice out here. But North Carolina weather's fire.
Yeah, we're supposed to get up to high of 70 today, low of 45 tonight.
Oh, that's kind of a. I think that's a kind of a good mix right there.
Yeah,
That's a good
but
mix.
the one bad thing. Let me tell you this though, honestly, the pollen is absolutely.
It's still bad. It's bad out here, bro. I wake up in the morning scratching my nose, sneezing.
Oh my! I'm like praying for rain every day. Like, just wash some of this shit out of here.
Brutal. Hey, did you watch the game last night, the baseball game at all, or did you follow it?
No, I actually, when I got back home after last night, I watched the pretty much the whole Pelicans game. Honestly,
Oh yeah, that's probably the better move there. I was going back and forth. I was trying to watch.
I followed the baseball game,
Yeah.
but it wasn't much to follow.
I was trying to watch the game, and I put on on SEC Network Plus, and it looked like the high school feed of a baseball game, and it was
Way to
tough.
phrase it.
It was hard to lock in, but I watched it. Some of it kept going back and forth like you did. I followed it. You had a lot of stuff going on yesterday. Let's kind of review it. Let's talk about it. We talked on Monday. You were too busy. You were playing. You weren't on the show. But we talked a little bit on Monday about how you come out of a big weekend. LSU is now 10-8 in conference. They have a big weekend coming up at home against Georgia. They have a chance to really put themselves in a position to not only like make a postseason run, but to have a postseason home games at home, to be able to host a regional at least. I think that if we talked before the show, if they win their next 4 series, right? Let's just say they go 2-1 in the next 4 series. They end the season at 18-12. That's a host number for sure. Possibly not a national seed, but possibly like right behind it. Now you slip up, you go 17-13, or you get hot and you sweep and you go 19-11 on one of them. Like, you're in a position at the end of the year to host and to have postseason baseball at the box, which is always a big thing. It's always an advantage. But going into that weekend, you had to go to UNO. You had to play the Fighting Blake Deans in New Orleans, and it just felt like a trap game. The boys, you could just, like, midweek games to me don't mean shit. I don't really give a shit about the midweek games. Like, I know that you want to win, and we haven't won a ton of them. We've lost some midweek games this year that we probably should have won. But this one was pretty predictable. They go over there, and they boot a couple balls early in the game. UNO swings it pretty well, and they scored 9 runs, and they beat us 9-4, and it just kind of felt like it was one of those games, and that's okay. But like I said, going to those smaller smaller games and smaller teams, it's just it's kind of a sluggish start, and you hate to see it, but it's not something that I really put too much stock into.
I mean, look, I'll say this. I don't think any coach in America would say this, but we've gone through it. You see it enough from afar at this point. They've done enough in the midweek to where I think they should be fine. And I think from here on out, they could literally, even if they won every single midweek game and the combined score was 100-0, it won't matter unless they take care of business on the weekend.
No doubt. The weekends, right? Especially SEC
so with that
weekend.
Being said, we'd love to see you win, but like, get your work in, do what needs to be done. Hopefully it comes on and win. But what matters the most for them heading going on forward is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
What really I think helps going into this weekend is, hey, bro, the relievers have been nails for us. They've been throwing a ton of innings, a ton of pitches. They throw all the time. And a lot of the guys that you count on the weekends, Razelman, Gervais, all these guys, Fontenot, the guys, Riley Cooper, all the guys that you really need when it's nut cutting time, you put into the game. They didn't pitch yesterday. They had the night off.
Yeah.
They were losing. It wasn't, and I think that's going to help going into the weekend because they're going to be rested. They're going to be ready to go. Georgia is a 5 RPI, right? Like, they are in the top 5 in the league in the nation in RPI. So it's a huge weekend for our pole position, really, in the SC tournament, and if you take 2 out of 3 from the 5 ranked RPI team in the country after sweeping a top 25 RPI team the weekend before, you put yourself in a position to host postseason baseball, and that is always a plus in Baton Rouge.
I would agree with that, 100%.
But I don't put too much stock into it. There's really not much to review. I will say this: Jacob Hasty threw really well. He threw 3 2/3 innings last night, and he kind of kept him around, kept him in the game. He hasn't thrown too much, but they put him in there for extended innings last night, and I think he took advantage of it. Maybe he's earned himself some other innings. Some other guys that haven't pitched much recently got in and did what they did with the opportunity. But that's just one of those things that, it's one of those games where you just say, screw it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
What you got on the Pels, bro?
I like them, man. They're young and they're scrappy. I think be interesting to see so they got the night off tonight, and then they'll play again tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, they're +2. I took that.
It'll be interesting to see.
I've taken the Pels every game
tomorrow.
now.
See if they can push it to a Game 7 right now.
I think they do.
That's a tough place to go and win. That's a tough place to go and win at.
No, but they're back home. They're back home. They changed it 1-1-1 now.
Oh, this one's back home?
Yeah, so they changed it.
Have y'all been living under a rock?
What do you mean?
No,
What do you mean?
No.
It has been like
I
this
just
forever.
said that.
Yeah, but you didn't know
No,
either.
it's not forever.
Yeah, it's been like the
I
last
don't play
10 years.
No.
I don't pay attention. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't pay attention to the playoff format until at least the conference semifinals. Come on now.
It's not.
Let's be
It's
honest.
not. Hasn't been 10 years. It's been less than that. Floyd is being very dramatic right now. But yeah, they're back home in New Orleans.
They literally just changed. They just changed the format last year. And Floyd
You just found out today, so why would I trust you?
They
Oh really?
they are back home, so I think they do win the game. I think they go to Game 7, dude. Game 7, anything now. I have a bad feeling about Game 7. I just feel like Booker is somehow going to make his way back onto the court for Game 7, which I don't want to see because that's not good.
I don't know. He was at the game looking like a prison guard last night. I don't think he was back for a while.
How did he not get attacked?
That outfit was tough.
Did you see him? He kept running on the court last night.
Yeah, I
You
don't
can't
know.
do that.
I don't
All
know.
night.
I don't know you can
The
do
whole
that.
night.
No, you can't.
I don't think you can do that.
Put
I
a
think
uniform
it's
on.
against
Didn't
the
he
rules.
push
Yeah.
somebody off the bench too?
Yeah.
Like shooting a 3?
Hey, Jay, I did want to talk to you about this before we really get into the Pels. Did you see your boy got a statue made of him?
Can we please pull that photo up?
Baker Mayfield. OU has a statue of Baker Mayfield. Hey, it looks just like him too. It doesn't look anything.
Where?
It looks.
Please,
I don't
where?
know, but it's a huge
in Oklahoma.
bronze statue somewhere in Oklahoma, and it looks nothing like Baker Mayfield. We're trying to pull it up for you, but it looks nothing like him. It was in the. We talked about it on Monday a little bit. We dabbled with it. We touched
It
it.
makes me throw up in my mouth a little bit.
Baker's gonna get screwed, bro. Baker's not gonna have any spot next year.
Baker's gonna be holding a clipboard next year.
Hey, if Baker really wants to do it, he should sign with the Giants, be their backup, let Daniel Jones not get picked up, and he becomes a starting in New York. That's what I think he should do.
I think him and Johnny Manziel should go to the USFL and start just doing it over there.
Oh, I don't know if they get. I don't even know if the USFL is. Well, isn't Johnny Manziel? No, he's a fan. It was a controlled football league that he's playing in. Is he not playing that anymore?
I don't think he does anything.
I don't think he's playing.
Look at it. Look at this, Jay.
That's not Baker.
Yeah, that's supposed to be Baker. That's supposed to be him. Doesn't look anything like
Baker
him.
Mayfield. I'm sorry.
That's the statue he
I don't know.
deserves.
I don't know. That
My
looks
God.
like I don't even know who that. Like Joe Theismann, maybe. Like I
No.
don't.
It's like road to glory. You're making like
That's
an
tough,
NCAA
right?
player in 2012, and that's what they make.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
generic number
default.
one.
Generic face one.
Bro, that legit looks like it's about from 1982 right there.
This is the guy that invented the
That's
forward
tough.
pass.
Oh,
Good
dude.
night.
Such
That
a
is-
Baker's
He
life
handed
right
off
now.
whoever this is in this game, he handed off at least 6 fullback dives. There's no way that's Baker.
That's Baker. That's what he has. He was right next to it. We cut him out the picture, but he was right next to it on the mic talking about it. So he's very proud of his
His
statue.
accomplishments.
Hey, you know what? Look, I don't have a statue of me, so we do have our faces on the
The elevator.
on the baseball stadium at LSU. A bronze face of it.
We do have a plaque. We
Yeah.
just don't have the full body.
We have a plaque of our faces on there. We just don't have a full statue. I don't deserve a statue. I don't want a statue. I don't need that. I don't need that
sounded
pressure.
so bitter. I don't deserve a statue.
I don't.
Jerry
Oh,
West.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. What do you want me to do? I don't deserve a statue. I'm not like Shaq. Wasn't the #1 overall pick and like NBA Hall of Famer.
Oh, so Bregman gets one.
No.
That's
He's
jury's
not a
out.
He was
He's
a
not a
number
Hall of
2, so I
Famer.
don't think. Yeah, I don't know.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Not a Hall
he
of
wasn't
Famer
one
yet.
overall.
Didn't win a College World Series. What did he do at LSU? Nothing.
He won won a Major League World Series though.
Yeah, that didn't do anything
Mickey
down
Mouse,
here.
right?
And then he
Yeah.
got caught cheating.
Could play in New Orleans.
What do you
Oh,
got on
God.
Knew that was coming.
Mickey Mouse.
that? Okay. I'm not gonna get into that.
You just picked up what I was putting down?
Yep.
That was good.
I picked it up. I smell what I sniff. Wait, I don't know how. I smell what you were
Smelled
sniffing.
what I stepped in.
I smell what you were sniffing.
What?
I think that's the way the saying goes.
You missed our pre-show meeting. You'll be in the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
be there.
Maybe you'll be here in person. Who knows? Who knows?
Whoa.
Who knows? Hey, I got our boy Sean on the. Our boy Sean on the show. He loved it on Friday, so he's gonna be. He
I
wants to
wore
be
him
a
out
little bit
about
of
it.
a
I saw him
regular.
post about it.
Yeah, he was funny. It took him
He
a little
literally
while
told-
to warm up a little bit, but he got cozy. He got cozy, and then he started doing his thing. The whistles and
Oh,
you know,
God.
yeah, he started getting in there.
He started telling a couple stories and everything.
No, he really didn't tell many stories. Not yet. He has not. We haven't gotten him to that point. But that's gonna be a second show type of thing. Hey, are you keeping up with the entire NBA playoffs or just the Pelicans?
Kind of all of it.
You think Toronto wins today?
A bit of all of
You
it.
think Toronto wins today? I have them.
No,
Don't tell
I
me
don't.
that.
I don't.
Don't
I
tell me
really
that.
don't.
I have
No.
them in my parlay. I listened to
I
Lloyd.
think Philly gets out of this round. I think Philly gets out of this round and gets smacked next round. That's what I think happens.
They have
They
no,
play
yeah. Joel Embiid has no thumb.
Joel Embiid's thumb is messed up. He has mallet finger on his thumb.
And Harden sucks.
It's all right.
And James Harden
He
forgot
got
to play.
fat again.
He forgot. Yeah, the
Aged
Monstars
Back
took
at-
his talent, and then
James Harden's back at fat camp.
Get on the scale. Get off the
hey,
scale.
and then Ben Simmons can't play because too much PTSD hurts his back. Apparently, did you see that?
I tell you what. Ben is embarrassing, man.
Hey, the outfit's
It gives me like
embarrassing.
a bad taste even talking about Ben.
That outfit he
It
was
gives me a
wearing
bad
is
taste even
embarrassing.
talking about Ben.
I don't know what his
He
deal
looks
is,
like a
dude.
bag of Skittles on the sideline.
But when you have Brooklyn in all black all around him and he just sticks out like a sore
Neon.
thumb, dude. He's
The
a
whole team's in
neon.
all black, and then there's this bag of Skittles on the bench too.
Tropical pack.
I don't want to be a distraction.
I don't
good
understand. I don't understand. They made a very good point. They said Ben Simmons has, I guess, a back injury. I guess
He didn't play in a year.
a mental injury. He hasn't played in a year.
He's from
Tiger
carrying the
Woods.
Kardashians around
Tiger
all the time.
Woods broke both legs.
That's all those 5-on-5 pickup games in Philadelphia he was playing.
Too
You know,
much
that's where he got
shooting.
the back injury
Too
at.
much
Too
shooting
load
practice.
management.
Why
Too much shooting practice, I think. But hey, let's put this in perspective. Tiger Woods broke both his legs, almost had one leg amputated, and he got back on the course before Ben Simmons got back on the basketball court.
Ben won't even give you like 5 minutes. Ben won't even suit up, bro.
Dude, he doesn't want. He's too scared. He doesn't want to. It hurts his back. It hurts his back thinking about playing. Thinking about it, not playing.
Jeez.
Just thinking about playing basketball hurts his back. How does that make sense? I mean, there's things that I think about that makes my stomach hurt because I don't want to do it, and it's very painful. It's a painful memory, but like
Gambling record.
my gambling record's not good. It hurts me. It hurts my heart. It hurts my bank account, and it's not good for me. But we have things coming up on the horizon that are going to help my betting because I'm going to get some help, and we're going to have some more enticing bets to do because we have people helping us. That's all I'm going to say about that until it's a final. There's things happening behind the scenes that it's going to help us out. And then I don't have to listen to Lloyd tell me I should have done something. Also, I will say this. 2 days ago, I wanted to make a pick, and Lloyd convinced me not to make the pick, and the pick that I would have made won. Also,
The Raptors again?
it was not. No, it was the You actually convinced me
Yeah.
not to pick the Celtics, and I wanted to pick the Celtics,
That was a rat line.
but they won. It
That's
wasn't
Ben
rat.
Simmons' fault.
It wasn't a rat line because they won. So it wasn't a rat. Could have been a rat.
Felt
but it
like a
wasn't
rat.
It
for
felt
lot of
like a
the
rat,
game.
but it wasn't a rat.
Yep. Well, them's the breaks. That's why you
screwed me.
keep gambling.
It screwed me. Are you watching the draft?
I'm gonna try to watch as much of it as I can.
You have a game?
I'm not usually like that locked into it, but I'm gonna try to watch a good bit of it this time.
It's good. It's good. I mean, it lasts for 18 hours, so it takes forever.
Yeah, it's forever. Yeah, I know.
You saw all the pre-draft stuff with Stingley was like mid-first round, and then as the draft gets closer, now his over/under of his draft slot is 7.5. I think he's gonna get drafted. I think he's gonna be the first
No,
corner.
we lost him.
Uh-oh.
I think he took a call.
This
He's
is-
back.
Oh, he's back. People
No,
calling.
I had a random call that just came in. I had to knock that out of there.
That's okay. He's a 7.5. He's at over/under 7.5. What do you got on that?
The seventh pick in the draft.
Over/under 7.5.
Oh,
Yeah, obviously
yeah.
it'd be the 7th pick. Yeah, you can't get half a pick.
I'm gonna go over. Honestly,
Ooh,
I could be wrong easily, but I'm gonna go over.
I'm going under. I
I
think
think
he's gonna get drafted 5th overall.
I feel like he's a. I could man, look. That's why I said I could easily be wrong on that because I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. But I personally see it probably going somewhere around the 10, 11, 12 spot.
So you don't think he's the first corner taken? You think Sauce is gonna be the first one taken?
Yeah, I think Sauce is going to end up being the first corner taken.
See, I think it's gonna be. I think it's
Recency
gonna be
recency bias, and health issues. Like, I just see when it comes time to make the pick, someone straying that way.
I don't know, dude. I think that the closer the draft gets, everybody wants the new guy and talk about the new guy and talk about the guy that came out of nowhere. Not really came out of nowhere, but like that hasn't been talked about for 3 years. And then the closer the draft gets, the more likely it is that they go back to Old Faithful and the guy that they've seen at high level, and is kind of the sexy pick that they've already known was going to be a high draft pick, but hasn't really played much. I don't know. I just think that Stingley was supposed to be a top 5 pick.
I just saw a projection for him at 3 to Houston.
See?
I've heard that one too.
I
Yeah,
think he's going to be in the
I've
top
heard that one
5.
too. That's why I said, look, I could easily be wrong on this one. I could be. No, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, here's
But
the next
I
question.
still see it the other way.
And this is not on the gambling sites. This is in Mikie Mahtook's gambling head. I set the over/under.
What does that look like?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. That's not what that looks like. I set the over/under on LSU players drafted at 4 for the whole entire draft. What do
You
got on
set
that?
the over under.
I set it. That's my personal over/under number at 4. I guess I would say 4.5 would
Yeah,
be
you
the
have to go
over/under. You have to go
4.5.
half.
I got
yeah.
2 off the jump that I
Right.
can think of. Should be Stingley and Cordell
Right.
Flott.
Stingley, Cordell
Yeah.
Flott.
Cade York.
I think Cade York does get drafted.
Ed Ingram.
Ed Ingram may get drafted.
He's gonna get.
It wasn't going to be. It was going to be the linebacker. It was going to be Damone
Damone.
Clark, but he got back fusion surgery, so he's not going to
Well,
get drafted.
Yeah, he's out. Will we end up
Maybe an
having
offensive
another
line.
Russell Gage?
Another,
Neil Farrell.
you have Neil Farrell on the D line.
Might be 6.5.
No way.
I say 4.5.
4.5, 5.5.
I 4.
I say 4.5. So you say under the 4.5.
Uh,
If 4 is taken, it's under.
Stingley, Flott, York. Would Ingram get drafted?
I mean, according to Stewie, definitely getting drafted.
I think he's gonna he's a late round offensive.
Just like you said, John Morant's definitely not going to get hurt in his career.
I wasn't meaning like definitely, but like, I don't think he's gonna get hurt. He hasn't.
But
been
you don't.
hurt
You
that
can't. That's
much.
all. That's a hard
so
thing
far
to
in
say.
his career, he hasn't been hurt that much. So
I mean, he's
He
played
was
2
hurt
years,
this
3
year.
years.
let's keep
He
him
was hurt this
healthy.
year.
I'm not gonna jinx a man and say he's
Ja
gonna
did
be
get
hurt.
hurt this year.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm not. I don't want him to get hurt. I think Ja's unbelievable. I don't want. It's hard to say that he's definitely not gonna get hurt.
He's gonna get hurt when you're that high up.
Yeah, when
He's
you're that
falling
that
much.
explosive. The reason why we're talking about this,
Jesus.
we're comparing him to Derrick Rose, and he's like a mini
Right.
Derrick Rose, and how good Derrick Rose was early in his career, and then he kept getting hurt, and obviously it took away some of his ability. And Stewie was like, "No, John Morant's definitely not going to get hurt in his career." I'm like, "You can't say that." I mean, I don't want him to, but that's not something you can like predict. You know what I mean?
Anybody that's that explosive, it's hard to believe that they'll Vince Carter their way through the league.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
the one unicorn.
Yeah,
That's tough to do.
Yeah, Vince is
That's
a
tough to
unicorn, dude.
And even Vince's like last, I don't know, 8 years in the league. Since he played 30 years in the league,
Yeah,
he
from
was
40 to
literally
48.
almost a shooter. He was literally almost just a shooter. So I mean,
Andre Iguodala had a long run too.
He's still out there.
Still out there.
Yeah.
He is still
Warrior.
out there.
He plays on the Warriors.
Back in the Warriors. He learned how to shoot in Golden State somehow. I don't know. He could not shoot his whole career, then got to Golden State and he was a 40% 3-point shooter.
wait, I want to
was just
see.
wide
I want to
open.
see if John's gonna like turn into like a DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine type.
Learn
Like,
how to
they
shoot
came in the
and
league
stop.
as literally
Yeah.
just flyers,
Yeah.
and then now all of a sudden, they don't even dunk anymore, and all they do is score.
Yeah, maybe. But dude, Ja is
Pogo.
He
He's
could
a,
be
he's
a-
a murderer.
he's
He caught
obviously-
another
he's
body.
obviously-
he could be in New Orleans.
Yeah, he's next level explosive.
He could be in New Orleans.
Well, yeah, y'all talk about injury history, and then you fail to mention the one person that he's going to be compared to for the rest of his career, which is Zion.
Hey, Zion. Apparently Zion can play. Just don't want to let him play, which I don't. I'd still.
Hey, same thing happened to Embiid. They're on the same trajectory.
Yep.
Embiid didn't play for 2 years.
now
No,
he's
the
hurt.
process.
no. This is a different. This is a whole different. This is a different type of player, though. You know what I mean? Like, Embiid didn't come out really out of shape, like super fat. He just kept
He had
getting
the back
hurt.
problem
Yeah,
And
but
the
like,
foot problem.
and the foot problem.
yeah, but he's more of a skilled
like a Hakeem.
player. Yeah.
Zion just, I mean, I
Zion's
saw him
just gonna
yesterday.
out-athlete
He
you.
just looks so bad. He looks awful. And
And then you see him do off the backboard between the leg dunks, and you're like, okay.
He did a flat-footed in between the legs dunk, and then the trainer celebrated with him, and then he just goes back
couldn't
to
even
street
hold
clothes.
his arms couldn't get like through him. He's just like that wide.
Hey.
He's a big tank.
Some
dude.
people
He's a
get
tank.
that.
I mean, he's let's be honest, he's never been a good body guy. Let's
No.
just tell the truth.
Not a beach season guy.
Who was it? Was it Chuck? Was it Chuck that said he could be play left tackle for the
Shannon
Saints?
Sharp.
Shannon Sharp.
They give me 15 minutes.
Shannon
Yes,
Sharp.
the Saints
Hey,
left tackle.
he can't give us 15 minutes on the court, but he can give us. He can be a starting left tackle for the Saints. Maybe that's where we should go. Same ownership.
The anti-Bo Jackson.
Hey,
Anti-Bo
listen,
Jackson.
if you had him as a left tackle, how often would you use the tackle detach, sneak him out into a nice little fade route?
Every time in the red zone.
Hey, he would be the biggest red zone target, the biggest red zone advantage
Hey,
anybody
tackle
can have.
eligible.
See, I'd use him
Look,
at tight
playing
end.
left tackle, number 67, tackle eligible.
Big Z.
Send him in
Fade
motion, and then let him get leverage on the backer,
God.
and then he's over. It's over.
That's a lot of running for Big Z. Get it when you get him in motion. Jesus.
You just gotta jog. It's not the Tyreek Hill motion.
Yeah, let's get a little
You're
short.
not, Tyreek Hill's going back, forth, spinning around, going backwards, and then getting the ball somehow on the other side of the field. Like, how the fuck did you end up over there?
Yeah.
If the Saints
How did he get to that
relied,
point?
if the Saints relied on Zion going in motion, they'd probably get a play clock violation.
Absolutely.
They wouldn't be able to do it.
Delay of game. Zion's still running.
There's a Zion hypothetical I heard. It was on Bill Simmons. They were talking about just like, I can't trust Zion because they gelled so well, getting CJ right now. They're playing so well. It's like, I don't know what would happen if Zion got on the court. It's like, I'm looking for trades with Zion because they didn't want to pay him. And it's like, there's a potential trade that could work with him go to Detroit. You trade Cade Cunningham, this year's top 5
Whoa.
pick, Bay, and 2 other players for Zion straight up. Would the Pelicans take that? And you're like,
Whoa.
maybe?
Maybe.
No,
You wouldn't
no.
want that?
No.
Why?
None of that sounded enticing
No.
to me. Nothing moves the needle enough. You have to
No.
get.
Zion
I
hasn't
like
moved
that.
the needle because he hasn't played.
Oh, you just move the scale.
If I had dice in my hand, if we could just get him on the court, if I roll these dice and I roll it and we could just get him on the court, it's electric.
Yeah, no doubt.
Getting him on the court.
Die
But
that
that's
hill.
the big if. Is he gonna if he can get him on the court, and if I mean, bro, he's gonna be he's 325 pounds at least.
I agree. I mean,
Big body, coach.
I get it. That big body's still between the legs.
I
mean,
get
yeah,
that.
28
I
a
know,
game
but he's
is
also
scary.
22. He's 21 years old. 22 years old.
I
Like,
know.
what's gonna happen when he's 27? And
I will say this though. All bullshit aside, I will say this though. I really do think one of the biggest keys to getting him back into game shape is the guy's got to play games. Like you got to be out there running around for that amount of time to quote unquote keep that weight. If you ask me,
That's true.
He's not going to get that kind of cardio anywhere else besides actually playing the game. You know?
If they win next round, he has to play, right?
He's got.
He has
You
to.
cannot keep him out for the rest of the playoffs if they get through the first round.
Especially with this Ben Simmons stuff. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you have to play him.
He's doing 5-on-5. He's playing 5-on-5. He's working out. He said he's ready.
I think it's half court 5-on-5. It's like your old man game of 5-on-5.
can
Or
still
my
give you
game
I
of
think.
5-on-5.
I think it's full go.
I don't think he's running.
He can give you, with 6 minutes left in the third quarter,
He can
go
give
out
you
there.
like Reggie. That's why I like Reggie Miller on the call because Reggie doesn't hold anything back. He can give you 15 minutes. He can give you 15
Hey, you think
minutes.
You think him and Ben been at the same LA Fitness just balling against people? Or what?
Hey, speaking of the LA Fitness, did you see Jose Alvarado was before he got picked up, before he was he wasn't drafted, but before the Pelicans picked him up, he was playing pickup ball in Atlanta and he was playing with Jamie Foxx.
No, I did
Yeah,
not.
so
see that.
they're boys because Jamie Foxx got his jersey and was like a fan of his. And came out and like in an interview or like a video, like wishing him luck and then congratulating him and doing all this stuff. And he told a story. He was like, "Yeah, I was playing with him." He goes, "I thought I was fucking playing great." He goes, "This kid's out here running around doing stuff." Asked him what he was doing. He was like, "I'm just trying to get in the league." And then they started going back and forth. And obviously, Jamie Foxx says it a lot funnier than I say it. But they were playing together and. Now him and Jamie Foxx are boys just because they played pickup basketball, and Jose Alvarado is aggravating the fuck out of CP3 in the postseason and making a name for himself.
I love it. I feel like Jose Alvarado. I feel like right now today, he could go run a marathon and he finish it.
Dude,
Hey,
he
without
doesn't
shit after.
stop. He does
God.
not stop.
That guy's he has got a motor that's unbelievable.
And he hides in the corner, bro, and he just fucking he gets their ass, bro. He snatches them. And
Camps.
CP knows it, and he still has been got a couple
he
Did he
times.
get another 8-second violation?
He had the
last night?
Smoothie King Center sound. He had the Smoothie King Center sounding like it was a soccer arena the
Yeah.
other day.
Yeah.
Hey, New Orleans is getting some unbelievable pub right now because of the Pelicans. They're like the city, the people, the way the atmosphere is there. Because New Orleans, admittedly, is not a basketball city, not normally, right?
No, but
they
like to drink and they like sports.
And they love sports. And if the team is good and the team feels like they are a New Orleans type of team, a la the Saints and the defense of the Saints, or a la the Pelicans, a bunch of young guys that nobody really knows about, or everybody's kind of like, not really high on, and then all of a sudden come out of nowhere and fight against the odds. Like, those are the types of teams that the city buys into. And then you get C.J. McCollum, who gets traded over, and C.J. has been like a godsend for the Pelicans as far as notoriety and wanting to be there and embracing the city. I read an article yesterday about C.J., and it was like kind of a Q&A with him and just talking about why he got to New Orleans and why he was there and what he was doing there and how he likes it. And he just talked about how awesome the city was and how great it's been to be there and how much it's a welcome change to like be wanted. And then everybody has bought into him, and it's been fun, dude. I'm trying to go to the game tomorrow. Like, I want to go really badly to the game tomorrow.
CJ's
Yeah, I
the
think he
only
should
player
do that.
That should have the green light. For
BI.
3-point shooting. Well,
CJ's
BI as
not
well,
shooting
yeah.
well.
The starters
No,
just
I'm
can't
about to
shoot
say,
threes. They
yeah.
combined for 3 for 18.
Nobody's shooting threes well for us. It's unbelievable.
They didn't shoot it well
16%
at all
from
last
three
night.
for the
Let's just be honest.
They haven't shot well, I don't think, all series from behind the arc.
They just get put back points.
They need to create
Yeah.
a more efficient offensive scheme. They remind me a lot of LSU basketball. It seems like people really don't understand when to do what or their roles in the offense yet. They kind of need to slow down and create more efficient offense.
I think so too, but I will say this: the difference, that's a lot of the NBA style, right? It's like one-on-one, create it, get to the rim. But I'm with
Yeah, it's
you.
a lot
Like,
of flow shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
like if you don't have, I say if you don't have someone to create, me do. Bi can get to the rim at will and create his own shot anytime he wants. You just need
Devontae Graham
if
can.
somebody can just make a few shots from the outside, right?
I've been screaming Devontae Graham because he can do that.
Yeah. So can Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Like just a few. Just hey, like we're gonna make some shots, just to kind of extend it just a little bit.
They need to draft somebody that's exceptionally well at 3-pointers.
They'll get you like Kyle Korver.
Or a Darius Days,
That's
late
what
round
everyone
draft pick.
Hey, look at you.
Shout out Darius.
There you go. Get you a little late round pick from the LSU boy. Like he can shoot, bro.
Oh, yeah, he can
I
defend.
think.
It reminds me of Draymond Green. He's got that good leadership. He doesn't get in trouble. He's a great kid. And
I just don't know if
like
I
a motor like
don't
Draymond.
know if he's as good of a defender as Draymond though.
Not as good as Draymond, but I think he can get there. I think they got the same body style, play style, and the fact that he's a small forward.
I saw a
that big.
video the other day, him throwing one down at the NBA draft workout stuff.
Serious?
I'm like, where the fuck was that?
He's-
I haven't seen him take the ball down the baseline and fucking yam on somebody. He did it in this. I'm like, that's not the same guy. And I'm talking about he was up there and he threw it down. Like I haven't seen that part of him. If he has that, if he can play above the rim like that, he has a chance.
Yeah, my point would be that the reason that the Pelicans are here is because they've trusted those guys to shoot. They spread the ball around so much that you have to kind of rely on the people that got you there. That's what's worked is they have everybody around the rim. Everybody around the arc is able to pull up at any time, and so it allows the other people to create. That's what's worked. It's not going to work as well on the road as it does at home, but that's how they stole a game because they don't know who to defend whenever it's going right. They just have to make a couple so you can't double BI, you can't double CJ McCollum.
Right.
And then you have Valanciunas down there grabbing every rebound and then putting it back up. Semi-pro.
Okay.
Fucking Vakaitis.
But they dictated the pace. It was the first series. Chris Paul runs an unreal pick and roll, and then goes almost behind his head and throws it to Cam Johnson in the corner. I'm like, okay, you're in for a long night.
Yeah.
When
Look,
he's
and
picking
that
broken.
was the.
I mean, they do call it's a make or miss league, right? Like CP was hot as hell in the first half.
Nearly died on the
Pelicans
court.
didn't shoot work shit almost the entire game. Like if that goes the other way around, we're looking at something completely different.
I think it goes
Because they
7.
had open shots, they just didn't make anything.
I think it goes 7, and then you just run out of steam in Game 7.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's where this is trending. It's a great story.
Ingram can only
8
bring
versus
you so
1.
far.
But you think they go to Game 7?
Oh yeah.
I agree. I think they go to Game 7.
I hope Ingram's healthy enough to play tomorrow. Like actually,
Ingram,
really play tomorrow.
He's fine. Ingram?
Man, look, hey, you hit that tailbone like that, you're fine.
What?
In the
It's his
moment. You wake up
fingers.
the
It's
next
his
day, it don't
fingers.
feel
It's
as
his
good.
fingers. It's his fingers.
No, I know that, but also late in the game when he went down on that hard foul and he
Yeah.
literally landed on straight. He wasn't even, bro. If you watch the game, he wasn't even like running around. He could hardly even run around.
Shoot him
He
up
was,
a
like,
little bit. Shoot him up.
tucking
Give
his
him
butt
a
the whole
little, give him a little paint
Yeah,
shot.
might.
A little steroid shot. He's
might.
24. He's young. He can get through it. You got the whole offseason to relax.
Butt shot.
Hey, I will. They are.
Tell that to Ben Simmons. That's all I'm saying.
Oh wait, I think the mental makeup of both those guys is a
How do
little
you get to
different.
that
there.
point?
Dude, he just.
I don't know,
he was in
man.
Philly, bro. They beat him down. He couldn't handle it.
Is that Philly's greatest victory?
Yeah.
They finally broke somebody. Like that's what they tried to kill
I
Santa.
think they've broken more than one. I think it's just been more vocal with Ben Simmons because I think that's the highest profile guy that they've broken.
It's pretty impressive. They made the guy run away from $20 million just because he's like, I don't
And
like
then
these
wants
guys.
ran
it.
away
Yeah.
from it and then
$20
tried to sue to
Screw
get
it
it
back.
back and still not playing.
Philly's gonna sign some sort
Yeah,
of
he threw
like,
the fish hook out there and tried to get it back.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
didn't make him run away from 20.
Yeah. God.
He's trying to reel it back.
I
He's
know.
like, oh, man, I need that
Hey,
money.
look, dude.
Oh, you got
There
quicker
was-
than that.
There has been times in my life, in my career, where I feel like I was mentally defeated. I wish I could have said, hey, I'm not going to play and then still get opportunities and after opportunity after opportunity. Like, it happens to every athlete, especially when you start struggling and you've never struggled before. That just shows me that your entire life has just kind of been
Easy.
handed to you on a silver platter. And like,
I mean,
I don't know the guy personally.
When you're 6'10" point guard, you're
Yeah,
always gonna have an
but
opportunity.
I don't know him personally.
He
But-
smiles too much.
yeah, but it's not just about difficulty as far as playing because the on court gameplay of him being good.
He's a 3-time All-Star.
Yeah, outside of shooting hasn't really. It's been the other part. of it.
easiest
It's been
part.
it's been the hey, I'm getting hammered by the media, or I'm getting hammered by the fans, or I'm getting hammered by my coaches or my teammates.
But he does it to himself.
That's my point. Is because he has never had to deal with that because he's always been sheltered in his. No, like I said, this is observation. This is me looking.
I think it's a great example of perspective is everything, right? Like you're looking at someone who has all the ability in the world and sees it from a lens of he's not grateful for the opportunity to actually be out there to go out and play and do something that a lot of people would love to have the opportunity to do. A lot of people that battle mental problems would love to be able to say, man, whatever. I'll take one night and let everyone scream at me. Or I got a little bit of back pain. Oh, whatever. I'll take one more chance to get out there and to be able to do this. He doesn't see it that way at all,
Ben,
That's the most frustrating part about it.
you're a 6'10" point guard that can guard anybody on the court, and you refuse to practice shooting. You could be a generational player, and he just...
Jack, you realize what you're saying right now? You talking about the man who passed up on dunking on Trey Young
I just don't get how
to
you get
pass
that
the
way.
ball for a 3?
Do you think
he's
if you,
unselfish?
if you put Ben Simmons in a structured environment, because look, he
No.
got drafted to the 76ers. 76ers was rough. They don't have a solid head coach, and they definitely do have a lot of drama. Moves to the Nets, who is nothing but drama this year.
They were a bounce away from going to the finals, though. Like, they were structured at Jimmy Butler
Do you think
bullied them every single
if
day.
Ben Simmons is in a better environment, though, with more structure, maybe he might
But
play
that's
well?
listen, as a superstar and being number one pick in the draft and being a superstar, you shouldn't have to have that. Is my opinion.
Agreed.
It's
I
like
was just about to say, like, I get what you're saying, but like at some point we got to look at Ben. Like Ben got to look in the mirror and look at himself a little bit and stop, pointing the finger everywhere else and everything else. And Ben, get on the court, man.
He's in the worst environment now with KD and Kyrie. That's the worst place you could be.
everybody thought this is a good fit. This is a good fit. Like maybe on court play is a good fit, but on court play hasn't been the issue. It's been the other stuff. Like not a good fit. Hey, bro, you got three big personalities and 3 different types of ways of thinking, all trying to be your superstars, and that's not good. And honestly, Ben Simmons gets his feelings hurt because the team is talking to him about how they don't feel like he's invested. Well, no shit, they don't feel like you're invested because you haven't done anything. You've just been sitting there,
Making fashion statements.
Right.
making money doing nothing.
What are the chances Ben Simmons is in Ramadan this time?
I don't think those 3 will be together.
I mean,
You don't think so?
No.
Someone's going.
I think Ben
Someone's
Simmons is
gone.
going to buy into the Kyrie
Someone's
ways.
gone. They're not all 3 going to be there next year.
I mean, Simmons is gonna have to be there because he was the last
Yeah.
addition. It's either KD or Kyrie.
KD's
it's like
gone.
Kyrie sitting down talking.
Or Kyrie. Kyrie may be gone. Kyrie's probably gone.
With his
Where would
interviews,
they
like,
go?
we're gonna sit down with management and
I don't
figure
know.
out.
I don't know where he would go, but like Kyrie, I mean,
You can't trust him
Can we make it happen to send him to the Pelicans? Can we make
Kyrie?
that happen?
if you want him.
Wow.
Godspeed.
Who? Wait, send who to the Pelicans? Kyrie? No, man. Look, I love watching him play. I just don't trust him for shit
I'm with
at
you.
all, bro. No.
Zion for Kyrie, who says no?
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Can't
That's
do
not, first off, that's not ever gonna happen anyway. Like,
I mean, they're only
Zion, Ben Simmons, Kyrie. Oh no, KD. What an all-time bench.
Boy,
Right,
Never
right.
play.
Yeah.
Look at our superstars over there.
KD.
Anthony
Now,
Davis.
Anthony Davis.
KD wouldn't come. I mean, like KD out of the 3 would be the one that I would want, but
Yeah.
we ain't getting him.
KD
Yeah.
and BI on the same team.
We ain't getting him.
Swap jerseys at half. Which one's which?
Yeah, you couldn't tell.
KD ain't going anywhere. He
Hey,
ain't going
KD
anywhere.
though,
He's a-
one thing KD does, he ain't shy about Twitter. This man is always on Twitter.
His point makes no sense.
Hey,
This man's all,
Big
I don't get it
clapback
either.
guy.
He came at Chuck and picking his the players that Chuck was like, "Hey bro, you left to go to these supers teams." Chuck didn't do that. And they didn't even win when they had those super
It's
teams.
like 37.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was out of his prime. It's not
Yeah.
even comparable.
Yeah.
That's not even
like
comparable.
that's just
And he
getting
didn't
your
say he was
feelings
the
hurt.
guy.
That's getting your feelings like, oh, this isn't easy. This is easy for me to
That picture
like,
with him and Scotty, and who was the other one?
Yeah,
Was it Hakeem?
Clyde- they had Clyde in there as
Clyde
well.
Drexler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
Yeah,
Hey, you know, Scottie
Clyde,
Pippen
yeah,
played
yeah.
for Houston.
yeah.
Yeah, like that's like that was like
I
after
completely
Scotty.
forgot about that part of his career.
Yeah, that's when Scotty was making money.
When Scotty mimicked Michael Jordan's comeback
Yeah.
from retirement.
Yeah, that's when Scotty was making money.
Has Scotty ever made his own decision ever? Just do what MJ does.
Right.
Right. No.
I feel bad for. Hey, Scotty's a top 50 player of all time.
Except not going in the game that one time.
Yeah, MJ would have done that.
I'm not,
Hey.
I'm not going there. Coach.
I ate the pizza.
Two things. The last 2 basketball documentaries that I watched, winning time. Now I haven't seen the last episode yet,
Me either.
and The Last Dance. Both of them, they had somebody on there get mad because of the way they were depicted. Right, Scotty got pissed because he didn't feel like he was depicted the right way. He got depicted as like a selfish guy, and then you had the
Jerry
logo
West.
get mad because
Hey,
they
do you remember
depicted
a month-
him as being
Mike,
a
do you remember
terrible.
a month ago? Wait, do you remember a month ago I told you, I was like, dude, you got to watch this show because there is no way the people in this show are happy about how they're getting
Yeah.
There's no way. I
mean-
told that a month ago. I was like, you got to watch this show.
I think the only one that really would be upset about it would be Jerry West because the other ones like are pretty like pretty well documented on like how their personalities were off the court, right? Like
talking about Magic.
He knew
said
Magic
that ain't
was
him.
like the fun, always smiling. Everybody liked him, teammate, but he also
Everybody
liked to go.
really liked him.
He also liked to be out on the outside and sling his dick around a little bit, and
At
Understatement.
church.
that
Tell you
is.
about-
I don't think. No. I know Magic's not happy about it. I actually saw like a TMZ quote. They asked him before he came out, or like an episode or two into it, if he was excited about the series that came out, and his response was, "Not one bit." So,
Well, then,
he just came
I
out with
bet.
a
I
Magic
think-
series,
I
so
think
he's
he's-
obviously
He has
so
his
he's
own
obviously
show
not
coming
very
out.
happy about it.
I think he's
Yeah,
not
he's
happy.
obviously not very happy about it.
I think he's not happy about it because he has his own documentary coming out that he was working on, and Winning Time
Yeah.
beat him to the punch. And his documentary was more of a fluff piece on him. No pun intended, Lloyd. I was waiting for it. I caught it before you said it.
Yeah.
It was more of a fluff piece on him, and probably more about the basketball. I haven't seen it, but it's on Apple Plus, Apple TV Plus, and it's probably more about the basketball part.
I don't even think they beat him towards it. I literally think he got word of this coming out, and he was like, "Shit, I got to do something too. This is not good. This is not gonna look good." For
I
me."
was about to say the same thing. Like, are we sure? Like, he didn't see Winning Time. And
No.
was like, oh shit.
Well,
like,
I don't think
kind
he's
of bad.
I don't think he
Then
saw.
he
I don't know. I just think
put
that
his documentary out.
I think that takes too.
I don't think he
it's too
saw
long.
it, but
Yeah,
I
I think it's too long.
he had sources that was telling him that this was coming out, and this ain't good.
Magic. They know. Like everything.
First episode.
I mean,
he
the
was coming out of the
first-
clinic.
the
Like,
opening-
First episode is the HIV. It's like,
Exactly.
What?
The opening scene of Winning Time is Jerry Buss in the Playboy Mansion with 4 naked girls around him.
She had a math test that day.
She had a math test. I wonder how she did on the math test.
She should have rode with Jerry Buss to go by the Lakers.
Did I say Jerry West or Jerry Buss?
I don't know.
Going
Jerry
by the
Buss.
Lakers.
But Jerry
Yeah,
West
well, I
being
got a math
pissed.
test this morning. Like,
Jerry
fuck.
West being pissed, it kind of proves the character a little more. You have to, at this point, you just have to eat it and
Right.
be like, I was a dick. But now it's just
Jerry
like,
said, "I
West.
want to
Yeah.
take this to Supreme
Well, Jerry,
Court."
I think it wasn't more about Jerry.
yeah.
Supreme Court, Jerry.
Jerry, you're 83.
Hey, don't you have enough millions to not be worried about
Hey, bro.
Supreme Court? Come on, Jerry.
You're on the logo. No, we don't need to take anybody
You're
to
the
court.
logo,
You're the
Jerry.
logo,
Come on,
bro.
Jerry.
Like, let's relax. I know, I get it. I think he
You're
was.
that butthurt right now. You're the
Proves
logo.
the point.
I think he was more upset that it wasn't that he was an asshole or he was like a hothead. I think it was. I mean, it wasn't because he was incompetent. It was more because he's more of a mild-mannered person, and they depicted him to be the opposite. Which, to me, I mean, I guess maybe for Hollywood, like for it to be like a little bit more of like a show, maybe they stretched it. But there had to have been some incidents that they got from some people that he coached that depicted that type of personality. They didn't just make that up out of thin air. At least maybe
He's
maybe
showing it right now. He's
Hey,
proving it.
he was in the
And
Supreme
then
Court.
he was talking about like, oh,
That's what I'm saying. Like he's trying to go to Supreme Court.
The highest of all.
I mean, there's some other
it gets, Jerry.
there's some other issues that we probably should bring to the Supreme Court. I don't think the way you're depicted in
Winning Time.
on an HBO documentary show.
And Jerry, I don't think you have time to make it to the Supreme Court. It's going to take a while to get there. You're going to be.
Yeah.
83rd.
It looks bad.
Does
The
it?
whole show up and
it's fine.
out. Like it'll be on Netflix by then. Like, come on, Jerry.
Oh, I ain't going
Leave
on
it alone.
Netflix, Coach. That thing's on HBO. I think it's staying on HBO. They making too much money on that. They ain't going. I mean, I haven't seen the last
And
episode.
I will
but
say
wanna
this:
go.
they did a very good job of casting like every single part on that show. Like everybody, I'm like, God damn, this looks just like the. I
Jerry,
don't know why does this look like him so
Jerry West will disagree with you.
much. Oh, well, Jerry's not very happy. So
Hey,
let's just be honest.
John C. Riley plays an unbelievable role as Jerry Buss, though.
Yeah.
I think that's the best. I think he's the best.
Yeah.
He has the best role on the entire show.
I mean, the guy looks just like magic. Apparently, he can. Oh, the guy that plays Cap apparently can actually ball. Like that's what they have the podcast after the show, and they have like behind the scenes after the show, and they were talking about who's playing who, and he's like, actually, the guy that plays, who is it? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that can actually can ball a little bit because they were playing behind the offset.
I think I heard that. The backup point guard? What was his name again?
Norm Nixon.
Or Nixon.
Storm and Norman.
Yeah, I think I heard that it's his son that's actually playing him.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
cool.
pretty sure that's what I heard.
What a role for that guy. Hollywood. Now he's a movie star or TV series star.
Right.
How would you consider that?
Limited series star. No Walk of Fame, but maybe let's see. This
It's
is
a
the
good
role.
icebreaker.
This
He
is
is
the role
playing.
before the role.
It is him. It is his son.
Yeah.
That's getting in strong. I can tell you that.
Are you on your phone
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that Storz is not here
or is here?
or is here.
Are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone. I was making sure. We have guests. We have guests coming in. We have in studio guests. We got Jay Mitch. We're just bullshitting here. I mean, is there people in the chat clamoring about us for us to talk about something? Because I like this conversation that we're having right now.
They would talk a little baseball,
What do they want to
as
talk about?
always.
I mean, we
Well,
can talk.
I would think. I mean, I just have a question. I would wonder what. So you flush this game, no momentum lost from the sweep. You go to New Orleans. You have momentum on your side. Not only momentum on your side, but you want to keep it rolling going into a weekend series that you feel like you have to take 2 out of 3 every time you pick it up. You would not like to see a team get snuck up on like that.
Yes. I think it is a flush it game. I don't think that it's a game that you really have to look too much into. I think that it was an obvious game. It was an obvious lackadaisical game. Like it was.
That's what I'm saying. You don't want to see that right
Yeah,
now.
you don't. Of course, you don't. Like ideal world, you do not want them
They're not
to
good
do
enough
that.
to do that.
They're fine, but like as far as like taking away their momentum, I don't think that's going to take any. Because listen to me, at this point, you have 12 SEC games left. Every single game that you're going to play from here on out is going to matter. You have 4 series in a row that are against teams that 3 of the 4 are ranked, and one of the team was ranked number 1 in the country before they got, for some reason, just forgot how to play baseball. I don't know what happened, but Ole Miss is the number 1 team in the country, and now they stink. But I think the game, midweek game against UNO at UNO, you just flush that, and it's one of those things that's not going to affect the momentum moving forward. That's what I think. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think it's you flush it, man. To say it's not that it's not realistic, but to say that they were going to go undefeated from here on out, I mean, let's be honest, like we're not exactly expecting that. So if we take the midweek loss here, but we can, do what we need to do on the weekend, I think they, take that 100% of the time. It is what it is. You'd love to win every game that you actually lace them up for. Not going to happen that way. Flush this one, go on to the weekend, and get ready for what actually is going to matter down the stretch for you.
I mean, it's a big series. I mean, it's a 5 RPI in the country. Like if you go ahead and you win the series, the Wednesday game doesn't matter. Like it did. I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule, but I'm willing to bet there's not very many midweek games left. Maybe 1 or 2 left for the year. And so I just, right now your focus has to be on the SEC weekends. Listen, I know everybody always wants us to win the midweek games, and you want to beat these teams, but you're not going to do. It's just baseball. Like it's not going to happen always. You're not always going to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat because the season is so long. You're on the road in a team that just kind of felt like this was going to happen. I don't think it's anything that you have to worry about. At least that's my opinion. That's all I got to say about that.
No, I'm cool with it. I don't, like you said, I'm not a big hammer home, like win every game you play, you have to win in the midweek. I just wanted to see them continue with the momentum.
Yeah, I think they will. I think
it would have been great to get the win, but I think the biggest part about it, you touched on it earlier, is that we get out of this game, win or lose, without having to throw some of the horses in the pen. So they can be fresh for Friday night coming.
That's
so
what happens
awesome
sometimes.
too. Like it'd have been great to get the win. Didn't happen, but you saved the guys that you needed to save. They'll be fresh for the weekend, and then here comes a huge series.
That's what. Sometimes you just need to have a reset. It's a grinding season. At this point, you're at the back half of the year, and guys have bumps and bruises, and you have like Trey Morgan did play first. You get some other guys in there, and it gives these guys a chance to relax a little bit. Not relax, but like heal up and, do things that are going to help them later down the line. And so I don't think that it's anything you have to like say, oh my God, this is a panic. Like, no, nothing. What?
What would you have said had they won?
Same thing.
You don't think the boys are hot right now?
Great.
4 in a row.
No. I would say
primer for the weekend.
Yeah, hey, this is good. It gets I would say same thing because they probably would have played the same guys. I'd say it was nice to see some of these guys that haven't played or pitched a lot this year come in, show out, do well, and get a win on the road. But I would say it's not really. I would say honestly they did what they were supposed to do. They won the game. Now they didn't do what they were supposed to do and win the game. But I also don't think that's going to be a detriment. It's going to take away from like any of the momentum,
Any of
that
the goals
gained,
that they have.
that they gained throughout the weekend. Hey Jay, I know you got some stuff going on. Nick Storz just walked in the building, and we're gonna have to set up the set for him. He's a big motherfucker, so we gotta have to move some things around so he can fit in here. Because he's bigger than you, so your seat doesn't work for him, I don't think.
He's a very large human.
Very large human. But hey, I don't know. We'll see what happens in the coming days and weeks with us. Who knows? But if not, we'll see you again on Monday. Probably calling in, at least for the first hour. But I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
Good luck. Keep that sunroof open. Good lighting for you today. It was nice. It was nice of you to keep that open for you.
Love that. Love this right here.
It's great. It's
Good
great.
to talk to you boys again, man.
Yeah, I miss you, man. It's been too long. We needed that personality back. Floyd's been slacking over there.
That is just total another bullshit.
Floyd has been slacking. He doesn't.
I know. I did miss some Jared Mitchell. I was making jokes and nobody was laughing. Where's Jared Mitchell?
See, Jared's nice guy. He does a courtesy laugh.
Yeah. Take a look. Me, Chico. Yeah.
Me, hey, just imagine me, Lloyd, Floyd, and Sean.
That's what's gonna happen. That's what's happening. That's what's gonna start happening. Oh, great.
God.
That's what we need. That's what the show needs.
Absolutely.
That's what the show needs. That's what we need.
We'll get it done.
All right, bro. Hey, be good, bro. I'll talk to you later on.
All right, fellas. See
All
ya.
right, man. Later.
Are you rapping too? We're going to break?
I'm about to take a break. We're gonna take a 2-minute break, get the set for Nick Storz, talk about his story. Watching him walk in, he's definitely does not look like a baseball player anymore, and I think he's fully made that transition. Talk about what he saw, what he likes about the new staff, and why he's back. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're watching Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Our What's for Lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Maybe the best burger in town. If you're not looking for lunch, you're looking for dinner, go check out Doe's Eat Place. They have unbelievable choice of meats. They have unbelievable tamales. They have a great atmosphere, great vibes. If you're looking for a homey Louisiana type of atmosphere, but you're looking for high quality food, Doe's Eat Place is your spot. Go in the back bar, sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, watch some games, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the vibes. Check out Doe's Eat Place, the best place in Baton Rouge to get your meats.
At Rejuvenate, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy, giving you the energy you need for all life's challenges. We can help get your day started. 1, 2, 1, 2. We can help with those long work days, and we can even make your nights longer. Rejuvenate. Let us be your age-defying clinic. Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate.
They say the aches and pains are inevitable, that it's all downhill after 40. Well, I'm just getting started.
Mik'd Up is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Welcome back to Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We got my friend, former baseball player, living the dream of all baseball players that were football players in high school, Nick Storz, bro. Welcome to the show, bro. Thanks for coming in.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
We were talking a little bit off air about your story. It's wild. I mean, I knew a little bit about it, obviously, looking like from the outside looking in, but give a little bit of a background. I know we just talked about it, but give a little bit of a background of like how this happened, how it like, you know, in your mind, the ups and downs of the emotions of saying, hey, you're not going to be able to play football. And then wait a minute, I think you are going to be able to play football. And then being there and then now falling into an opportunity where there's room and space and you have the ability to compete for a starting job, really.
Yeah, so the situation kind of was after spring ball, I underwent like a minor procedure, like I said, on my lower back. And it was supposed to be a pretty easy surgery back way before fall camp. But a week after surgery, things kind of went south and had a hard time walking, was in extreme pain. Went like 4 weeks and finally was like, yo, like this, I can't live like this.
Right.
Went through a second surgery and found out that I had a really bad post-op infection that ate away my spine. And so I ended up getting a second opinion from a doctor.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like,
surgery went great.
I gotta find out what the hell is really going on. So went to another doctor in Dallas who's pretty well known. And basically told me my career was over. I was like, yeah, like you'll be lucky to pick up basketball in a couple of years. Best case scenario is you need another surgery in a year from now. But like even if miraculously you are healthy, like a year from now, you won't be at the level to compete at like the Division I level or beyond. You know, so I was like, took that for what it was.
Right.
You know, obviously it was devastating. I was in the airport in Dallas, like, what the hell just happened? You know, like you just got told that.
Beer over here. A couple beers over here.
I was like,
Yeah.
Geez. So that was devastating. In my head, I'm like, career's over from like this, like a post-op surgery. It wasn't from like, you know, whatever. So I just decided to take it day by day. Was on like PICC line IV that connected from my bicep to my heart for like until like the middle of September. Finally got cleared to work out in like December.
So was that when you got cleared to work out, is that like more than the doctor ever thought was going to happen at that point?
Yeah, like they just thought that I think they thought I was just going to cash it in and like, you know, take it day by day in terms of like just getting healthy.
Right.
But yeah, once I got cleared to work out, that was huge. I just lived in the gym trying to get back healthy, lose the weight that I gained, and regain all the strength that I lost. I think I finally got in good enough shape for like the coaches to take notice in the building, and they asked me if I can get reinstated. I didn't even know that was even possible, like because I was medically DQ'd. I was like, can't play at LSU anymore. But found out that it was possible. LSU's athletic training kind of went above and beyond and helped me get back on the field at LSU, and you know, I'm just happy to be on the field at this point. You know, I'm just won't take a day for granted and just happy to be on the field, you know?
Dude, I'm happy to see you on the field. Like I said, you are living the dream of every baseball player that was a high-level football player in high school that goes and plays college baseball or beyond, and baseball stinks sometimes. It's very hard, and there's a lot of failure, and you're sitting in the dugout or you're sitting in the outfield like I used to do sometimes, and I'd be like, why the fuck am I playing baseball? I'm done with this. I'm going to play football. I want to go play football. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go try to play football.
Fucking hit somebody.
Yeah, like the harder you try in baseball sometimes, the worse it gets. In football, it's like I messed up. I'm going to go harder and I'm going to make a better play. And you're living that, which is awesome. And I'm a huge fan. You know, you were on the baseball team whenever one of my best friends was involved. Actually, a few of my friends, but Nate Fury. Oh, yeah. And Nate loved you. And he would always say, hey, this guy's great. And so then I became a fan of yours just from afar. And then, you know, baseball, injuries kind of happened in baseball as well, right? And so that was a little tough. Give me a little bit of a background on how, like, what happened in baseball and how you made that transition to football. Like, were you a highly sought-after football recruit coming out of high school, or was that, like, you're really good, but you always focused on baseball?
So I had a couple offers, like, coming out of high school for football, but I wanted to focus on baseball. You know, I went to LSU with the full intention of playing baseball and going to play professionally. Obviously, it didn't work out that way.
Right.
Injuries happened, and finally got back healthy my junior year, which got cut short because of COVID. And finally, I was like, LSU just came off to win a national championship. And ever since I stepped foot on campus, Jack Marucci was like, if you want to play football, we got a spot for you. Like, he saw my high school tape, and he was like, I think you can contribute on the football field. And I was like, if I don't do this right now,
You're never
I'm
gonna
going to regret this the rest of my life. So joined the football team the COVID year. Had full intention of playing both football and baseball. But after the football season, I think there was a little bit of a misunderstanding with like Coach O and the tight ends coach and the offensive coordinator. They're like, hey, we need you here full time. Like, you can't go play over on baseball. So I was like,
damn, usually it's the other way. Usually it's the baseball coaches that don't have that don't want you to do that. Okay.
So I actually had to forfeit my baseball scholarship because if you play football, you got to be on football scholarship. So I earned a football scholarship that summer, got put on football scholarship, and so now I'm on football full scholarship. I can't tell the head coach. Like, I'm not going to say, nah, I'm going to go play baseball.
Right.
You know? So, I just took it for what it was, and I just joined the football team full time.
Damn, that's crazy. So then when you're on the football team, like, that was what, 3-4 years?
Yeah, 3 years on the baseball team.
So it was 3 years since you had played football and strapped it up. Was it weird getting back on there and
My God. I mean, like,
helmets are new.
Yeah, like, damn, these are heavy.
No, it was definitely weird, and like the speed of the game is I'm used to, like, I went to a prep school in high school in New York. Like, that's not anything close to SEC football. So like, we get pads on for the first time, and I'm like lining up against like some big dudes, you know. So I'm like, all right, it's gonna take an adjustment. But, I got the hang of it and started feeling comfortable on the field, and I ended up producing a little bit. Yeah. So.
Wait, what were those first days of practice like?
It was hell.
With the cold tub.
How sore were you?
No, I was like straight from practice, like full practice gear in the cold tub. Like, I'm on Snapchat. I'm sending Snapchats to my boys back home. I'm like, yo, this is brutal. Crazy.
The game has changed.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Who was the first player like, holy fuck, that's a big guy?
I mean, blocking Andre Anthony's tough.
Yeah, I can figure that one.
And that's every day, coach.
Yeah, I mean, like, between him and then, like, inserting on Damone Clark is, like, it was like, welcome to SEC football.
Yeah. You're getting hammered every day, every play.
Yeah, I mean, but everybody's massive, though. So,
right.
I mean.
During that time, right, during the time of, hey, you're not playing, your career's over, like, let's just work to be a regular working human being of like not feeling in pain, to oh shit, like whenever they said, hey, you're cleared to work out, then that came in your mind like, I think I can fucking do this. I think I can play.
Yeah. I mean the whole process was terrible. Like, obviously you work your whole life for this dream to play sports, and to hear that it's gone like that. Like, you're always told, like, take advantage of every opportunity, enjoy it, because you never know, like, one day you'll wake up and it's gone. So when that day came, like, I didn't know what to do.
Right.
There was like a good like week where like I was just confused. I didn't know if I wanted to like continue this, but in my head I was like, I'm not gonna let this be the reason why like my whole life's work is gone to shit. So once I got cleared to lift, I was like, all right, there's no looking back now. Like, I'm gonna be fully committed to this, and when the day comes when I get to put the pads on again, like,
you'll be ready.
I won't take anything for granted. I'm just gonna give it all I got,
I love that. Do you miss baseball at all?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you love baseball.
I love it. Yeah.
You still follow it. You still talk to the guys, some of the boys. Yeah, anybody on the team that you?
Yeah, so I live with Gavin and Drew.
Okay. Yeah,
those are my guys.
So you still live with them?
I still live with them.
Oh, nice. So you're like right in the middle of.
Yeah, so I got
You got all the inside scoop.
Yeah, I got the inside scoop.
Okay, you're my insider. You know my insider. So they're playing better. Obviously, they lost last night, but
maybe you can get them on the show.
Yeah, maybe you can help us get some fucking guys on the show.
I'll talk to them.
Jesus Christ, they don't. I mean,
we
like 11-1's tough time, I guess, for them, because like.
Yeah.
But like, school's about to be out. Weather's about to start getting real warm. Stands are about to start being filled up. The girls are gonna be out. Like, come on here and get some more
pub.
publicity out.
Get your
there,
name
man.
out
Like,
there.
I'm here for you. I've been in it. I've been doing that before. I know the situation. Like, I'm trying to help y'all out.
Yeah, I'll talk to the guys. They need to get up on here.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's a fun team. It seems like they seem like they're making the adjustments. They've starting to play better, and they kind of the mark of LSU baseball over the last 10, 15 years has been when you get to this part of the season, they're playing their best baseball. They start, it seems like that's kind of what's happening. They have a big weekend this year. Hopefully, they get to host, and then we can all go out there and party. But football-wise, you had Coach O, and you had that staff, and now you have, from everybody that I've talked to and everybody that's come on the show, a completely different type of staff, right? Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about, I'm sure you've been hammered with this, and everybody that's talked to you, what has been the biggest difference that you see, and how has that transition been for you as far as, like, coming in, playing? And I guess for you, it's got to be, you've got to feel good about them coming, a new staff not really knowing you and coming out of their way, seeing you working your ass off and say, hey, we want you back on here. You know what I mean? That's gotta have to sit well with you.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a big difference between the two coaching staffs. I think the biggest thing was, like, the emphasis on the little things, and I think you've seen that on LSU football a lot throughout the last, like, month or so. But, like, the emphasis on, like, accountability and doing the little things off the field will not only show results, like, on the field when you get there, but, like, off the field, So
right.
That's probably, like, the biggest thing.
What about as far as scheme? Like, as far as, like with and even the coaches before him, the tight ends weren't really used in the game, and they weren't really.
Water?
Yeah, can you get us some water? Let's get him some water. Water break.
Storz is choking. He's dying. Somebody come help him. Is
We
there a
can't
doctor?
We can't let him choke on the show before we get everybody on
I'll
here.
be dying over here.
Do numbers on social.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Sorry, you're a sacrifice.
It's all for the gram, bro.
Just
That's
got
it.
back on the field. I'm out.
Oh, that's Jordy's seat, dude. You might. I hope you don't have to get drug tested. That's why you're coughing. Secondhand high.
What was I
Release
saying?
Jordy.
Here we go.
Appreciate
There you go. Swig that thing down.
Appreciate you.
Chug. Faster. Drink it faster.
What are we talking about? Oh, talking about schemes. As far as schemes,
Yeah.
like, well, they haven't. The old coaching staff and really LSU hasn't been known to use their tight ends very well.
Yeah.
Obviously, Denbrock and Coach Kelly, like, that's something they are known for: is developing tight ends, using the tight ends, having them being very involved in the offense. Have you noticed that? And what's the biggest difference between schemes?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Denbrock, like, first day was like, at Cincinnati, we were 12 personnel 50% of the time. So, like, I want to use the tight ends as much as we can. So the more that you guys can do would be the better for you guys, So I think that's the biggest thing. Just showing that we could do it.
Right.
But, yeah.
Are they using the tight ends more in the passing game? Like, are they allowing you to, like, because you're obviously athletic. Like, you're not, for me, like, you're not just a normal tight end. Like, you played baseball, so, like, you have a little bit of a different type of athleticism to you, right? Some people don't think of baseball players are athletic. Like, I think that's not true. Like, baseball players are pretty skilled in, like, the way they can move and do things. So, like, are they allowing you to go out there as, like, a passing tight end, a receiving tight end, or they want you more of, like, inside, putting your nose in it and blocking guys?
I pride myself on the run blocking side of things.
Right.
So personally, I see myself as a run blocking tight end.
Yep. I mean, you've got to be the biggest tight end on the roster right now.
Probably weight wise. Cole's got me by like an
Cole's
inch.
tall.
Yeah, Cole's 6'7".
Yeah.
I'm probably the biggest, like, weight wise and, like, in combination with height. But yeah, I mean, I think Cole's probably the biggest tight end on the roster for sure.
What are the tight ends? You, Cole,
Jack Mashburn,
and then the freshman that's coming
yeah,
in, right?
Mason Taylor.
He's not in yet, though,
no,
right?
he's not in.
He's
he
not
should
really
be getting on
early.
campus soon, though.
What have you seen about all the early enrollees? How they've been making a transition? Are they good? Are they going to make an impact?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've been working their butts off. Like, ever since they got on campus, the coaching staff has asked a lot of us, and they've showed up, So I think they're going to make a major impact come the season.
We got you choking.
Are you
all over.
feeling?
I'm dying. I don't
Are
know
you
what
fine?
it is.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I'm chilling. I do this all the time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking all the time. I know I asked you this, but like the biggest, if you had to pinpoint like the biggest change, right? I know attention to detail is one thing, but like when the staff walked in, you met with everybody, and they met with you, and you start to feel like, damn, this is obviously like way different. Like this is the biggest change I see.
It's got to be like the emphasis on the off the field things. You know, like kids are scheduling their own classes now. Like just like like every morning you got to fill out like a questionnaire on your sleep, how fatiguing was the session yesterday, like all this stuff like off the field. You know, it's really not so much
Holding people responsible. Or
exactly.
accountability.
It's the accountability factor of it that like is the biggest change. You know, like I think that's probably the biggest. You know.
Yeah. People talk about wins and losses and like, oh, LSU, like they lost all their guys, they're not gonna be doing this. Like for me personally, like, now granted I grew up like LSU through and through. My dad played football here. Like this is something you're living out my dream, right? Like my dream was to play baseball at LSU, but it was also to run out the tunnel and dress and be on the football field. Like that's what I grew up, right? So like I'm a little bit more optimistic than most. But I also know that the change of a culture and setting in these new habits and bringing in with the transfer portal now, like you can compete instantly. And going into next season, people are like, oh, I wonder, like, it's kind of like LSU, like a big mystery. For me, I think y'all have the capability of winning 10 games. I really do. Like as far as talent-wise, as far as like buy-in, because it just everybody that I've talked to inside the program all seem to have the same message, which to me shows the cohesiveness of the new staff, right? Like, what are the expectations going into next season, and what are like, I don't want to say realistic because I think anything's realistic, but like, what are as far as like the vibe in the locker room right now? And like, you haven't even gotten the younger guys that are coming over the summer yet, but like, what is the vibe as far as expectations going into the next season?
Like, I don't even think that's a hot take. Like for us to win 10 games, like I think we're severely like underrated right now. We got a squad, and I think it's going to show week 1. And like the emphasis, like nobody thinks like the vibe in the locker room is like
we're gonna fucking win.
Yeah, we're gonna win. Like nobody in the locker room thinks, oh, this is a coaching change year. It's gonna be a down year, whatever the case is. Like we got some talent on that team. And like the world's gonna end up seeing week 1. I feel like people just don't know what to think right now. You know? But like the guys that are in there every day, like we know what we got. Like we're gonna be a solid team, and the emphasis is gonna be on winning. It's not nobody in the locker room thinks, all right, this is gonna
rebuilding
be a
year.
moral.
Fuck that.
No, hell no. This is not a rebuilding year at all.
I love that. What big hot topic is the quarterbacks. Right, I'm not gonna ask you obviously I'll never ask you who you want to start because that'd be a bullshit question.
The cough would come back.
What have you seen? I was talking. We're talking. So Jack Besh and Will Campbell were here on Monday, and we're talking a little bit about them, like what they have seen on the offense and like the different types of schemes. And Will's talked about how they are emphasizing a lot of the RPOs and they want the quarterbacks to be able to run a little bit. Have you seen the same things, and how have you seen the quarterbacks perform? Not necessarily just on the spring game, but as far as the entire camp. Is this a tricky question? It's a tough question.
I mean, like Will's right. Like, there's definitely an emphasis on like the RPOs, and they want a quarterback that can do both. It opens up a lot in the offense. If you can have a quarterback that can run it a little bit.
Right, but it's not the end all be all.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I think this spring football has brought out the best in like each one of those guys, and they've like pushed themselves to a higher level, and they're getting the best out of everything. And it isn't like there is no. I think some people might think like somebody knows right now that there is actually a quarterback, but like when Coach Kelly says like we don't know, Like I don't know who the guy's gonna be at all.
There's a lot of time left. Like there's a lot of development. I mean, spring game is what it is, right? Like it's very vanilla. They're not everything's opened up. Like the defensive, like the quarterback could look good, but like defense is running a very shell defense. Like they're not pressuring too much. I mean, it's just what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, and then you can't really factor in QB runs because they can't hit the quarterback. So it's like, did he get touched? Like,
and they know they're not going to get hit, so they're a lot more comfortable in the pocket.
Yeah,
right.
So you can't really judge from that. I mean, what I saw from spring practice is just like they're all very capable of being week 1 starter.
It seems like they're all competitive, which is I think as you know, I think Joe Burrow showed that, like, hey, if you don't have that like fuck you competitive nature under center, like you're not your ceiling's only as high as that, right? If you're not competitive, you're not going to go very far. But if everybody's competitive, then you're going to get the best out of yourself.
Yeah, they all got some swag to them. They all have some sort of fire, you know, like, and that's surprising to some because I don't know, maybe if some of these guys come off as that, but like once the pads come on, like all of them have some type of swag to them.
Love that.
Yeah.
What more fun questions? What was the first time you ran through the tunnel?
That was COVID. That was COVID.
So, dude, your life has been shitty.
He hasn't done it yet. Oh my god, dude. So I can't. So you ran out the tunnel and it was worse than a spring game.
Yeah, no, it was terrible. Like we had like the cardboard cutouts, and that was just like depressing. Like these cardboard cutouts.
I'm so excited for you.
Dead fish.
I'm fired up. I mean, like I ran out. I couldn't really walk. Like
this is like it's different. It's different when you're not playing.
Yeah. So like I was walking out and like. Those games were crazy. Like just being on the sideline, like the Auburn game was loud as shit. So like, yeah, I'm excited for that. Like,
I'm excited for you. Like I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about you because, I mean, I would argue that this is going to be way more special running out against Florida. Florida State's not at home, huh?
No, it's
New Orleans.
But running out against Southern, even though it is Southern,
It'll still be crazy.
yeah, running out there would mean more to you after everything that you have been through than it would have last year, the first game in 2020, right? So like,
I mean, like running out, like the first day getting on the practice field, like 2 weeks ago was like I had to take a second to like be like, like,
right,
all right, some hard work paid off. Like let's make the most of it. But like, so I can't imagine what it's gonna be like.
Damn.
When we
Mississippi State's the first SEC game.
God,
That will be
fires me up.
absolutely
I'm
a
so fired
night
up for
game.
you.
Yeah.
The whiskey.
Alabama's at home this year.
Yeah,
So this is a good.
I got them all marked off.
I know you do.
Yeah.
And I got them marked off for you now.
Yeah, I'm fired up.
Do you go to? Are you going? Have you been going to any baseball games?
Yeah, I go to like every single home game. Yeah.
Love that. I'll be there. Probably go to a game this weekend.
Yeah.
You can't see Mikey though; he's up in the suites.
Yeah.
Not all the
to get
time.
to him.
Not all the time. Sometimes behind home plate.
Oh yeah. The Gold Club.
Yeah.
The other day I was in the. You saw me where I was the other day. I wasn't behind home plate. I was in the.
Yeah, like row 105.
We're out here in steerage.
Yeah.
Sunburnt.
They're not my tickets, okay? When someone offers them to me, I go.
Yeah, you gotta catch me in the family section. Drew Bianco. Always
See, he's got
He's
got
roommates with the guy.
Yeah, he always
right.
hooks it up with some tickets.
He's in the family section. Is in what 2? It's like the second level.
Don't
yeah,
out
it's
him.
like
Right before the
above LSU.
concourse.
Yeah,
Or the walkway, not the concourse.
Yeah.
The walkway. Yeah.
right above there.
I see.
What was it like lifting for the first time back from injury?
Weird.
Mentally
because, well,
tough?
for me, like I couldn't like do a sit up. I couldn't like walking was the hard time. Like I said, you know. So like the first time lifting, like it was all about the little things. Like I was trying to get my core back and I was trying to do all that stuff. But when I was able to start lifting weights and stuff, like it was weird, but it felt good too. You know, because like I couldn't lift for 6 months and I gained like 30 pounds. You know, like just from not lifting or running or sweating for
Or walking.
that long.
That was your you're like an old lady.
Yeah, I know, it was terrible.
I want you to fuck with your head trying to get it all back in one day.
Yeah, no, with that, I was in the gym like for like 4 hours a day, like just doing stupid shit, just so I could be doing something, just so I could feel productive. So yeah, the first time lifting was like just awesome.
I bet. Yeah. How long did it take you to get comfortable like pushing weight, like really like saying, all right, I gotta I can do this, but like, all right, now I'm gonna start.
I know I'm
trying
stronger
to push
than
myself.
this.
Push myself a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I still stay away from like Olympic lifts and stuff, just because like you can modify stuff in the weight
Well,
room.
I can say this: the Olympic lifts, you don't need to do Olympic lifts. Like at some point, you get to the point where like
I hate them.
you don't need to do it. Like you get to the point now, and the way technology is, and how everybody is educated. Like there's ways to get that strength and simulate that type of strength without having to put all of that weight on your back or clean it. And look, there's some advantages to it for sure, but I think that you don't have. I mean.
Yeah, I've been staying away from all that stuff in the weight room. Yeah, I'll just do like the basic stuff, and I'll like modify things. So instead of squat, I'll do like a belt squat and like all this other stuff. So
how is the new strength coaches? That actually leads me as a perfect, because we had Tommy Moffitt on here. I love Coach Moffitt.
I love Coach Moffitt.
Like he was one of my favorite guys of all time. Obviously his son Clay played baseball, but I never
played with Clay.
Yeah, right, right. And Clay's great too. But like I think that kind of gave me a little bit of a perspective. I guess me and him had a different relationship because he was the football strength coach. I was a football guy coming out of high school, but he also loved baseball because his sons came through baseball. So we kind of had that little bit of a connection. So I loved him, and I thought he was, the OG of strength coaches.
He's the godfather. Yeah,
he's the best. Like, what is the difference? Do you see, like, do you like the strength staff now? Like, what's the difference? Is there a difference between them? And like, what have you noticed between, them and coach?
I feel like when it comes to like weightlifting at the college level, like for the most part, it's pretty like generic. Like for the most part, they're all those main lifts are going to be in there. Everything's going to be the same. I love the strength staff now. I mean, they're great. But Coach Moffitt is the man.
He is the best,
guy.
dude.
That's my guy.
He's his energy is unmatched.
No, yeah. I mean, like,
and strength coaches have to have it, but he is unmatched.
Unmatched. It would be like, even last year, but the COVID year, like pregame, this guy's like gets a steel chair and somebody's smashing it over his back. I'm like,
I wanted him to hit me with one.
You want?
Yeah, I wanted him to get in here.
Psycho. Nah, it's crazy. No, I mean, like you said, his energy's unmatched. Like he's one of a kind.
Take us into the locker room whenever it is a Tommy Moffitt pregame. You said he's smashing chairs. Rumors he's smashing Monsters as well, Red Bull. All these can be...
All that.
All of that.
I mean, yeah. It's just like, I can't even describe it. Like, just think of like the ultimate pregame locker room, just...
Smelling salts everywhere.
Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, all that.
When does it start? Like, when does he, like, do you feel, like, hear him coming?
He starts before we even like get to the locker room, like in the hotel, like that morning.
Just game day.
Yeah.
4 a.m.
Yeah, going nuts.
Damn, I'm fired up for football.
You get Tommy Moffitt doing all that, then you run out to 18 people there, and they all work for LSU.
Hey, there's cutouts.
Yeah. I can't imagine. Like, I know how weird it was playing baseball with like nobody in the stands and like.
Yeah.
But like baseball, you can kind of get over it because you're not like, you don't really need the energy. It's great to have it. But in football, dude, like, I can't imagine playing in a big-ass stadium with nobody in there. And, like, you need some of that, like, energy.
Yeah.
And you don't get any of it. Like, that had to have been hard.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, but also for me, like, that was my first time playing football since high school. So I'm used to, like, 100 people in the stands. So, and then spring ball, like, nobody's there anyway. I mean, fall camp, nobody was there. So I was like, this is normal.
Yeah, I get it.
In a way, did that kind of help ease you into getting used to playing for LSU? That slow process?
Yeah, I guess in a way it did, like, help me get a little more comfortable rather than throwing me into the fire a little bit. But I think I would have been ready either way if there was 105,000 or the 25,000 that was there.
Dude.
We're going to run a 4.3 out of that tunnel.
I can't wait. Look, I'm going to have, wherever I'm sitting in the stands,
eyeballs.
I'm going to have eyeballs on you coming out of that tunnel for the first game because, like, I'm fired up for it because I know how hard. Like, I haven't had that type of injury, but, like, I've had, I broke my arm in high school. I had injuries where, like, I didn't know if I was going to come back and be the same guy. Now, I never had anyone tell me I'm never going to play sports again, but I know the mental part of coming through an injury is tough, and I've heard good things. Now, this is the first time we've, like, really officially, like, hung out and talked, but like I heard nothing but great things. So I've always been a fan from afar. Now I'm a fan from up close. I cannot wait for you to be around the tunnel. I can't wait for you to get out there and ball out and do your thing and hopefully get a shot at the next level as a tight end. But dude, I appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah,
We're
thank you
gonna
guys for
let you
having
get out
me.
here a little early, but anytime you want to come back on and talk and shoot the shit, bro. This is like an open forum. Like as you can see, we're not super like buttoned up, and like we try to have fun. We try to make it loose and enjoy it. Yeah.
Pass the test.
We try to see if you can make it through the whole show without dying. But I'm glad you did. Glad you made it. Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks
guys
for
having
coming,
me. I had a
dude.
lot of fun.
Yeah, anytime you want to come back, you can come back on. But we're gonna take a little bit of a break, reset. We have Kendall Rodgers coming on at 12:40 via video call. He has confirmed. Trying to get his email for you so you can produce.
That would be nice. Otherwise, we can't get in touch with him.
But yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of break. We'll be back. You're watching Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Hey y'all, it's Mikey from Mik'd Up. I want to talk a little bit about my friends down at Sterling Automotive in Lafayette. They're locally owned and operated for over 25 years. They have 13 locations, 4 in Opelousas, 5 in Lafayette, 1 in Broussard, 2 in Jennings, 1 in Crowley. They sell any type of car you could possibly find: Buicks, GMC, Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Genesis, and Kia, along with 5 pre-owned locations. They have over 1,500 cars in inventory on site. Unbelievable service, unbelievable people. If you're like me and you're on the go, they can sell and they can ship you cars up to 200 miles. Unbelievably convenient. Again, my friends down at Sterling Automotive in Lafayette, go to their website at saveatsterling.com. Awesome people, go check them out. Our What's for Lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Maybe the best burger in town. If you're not looking for lunch, you're looking for dinner, go check out Doe's Eat Place. They have unbelievable choice of meats. They have unbelievable tamales. They have a great atmosphere, great vibes. If you're looking for a homey Louisiana type of atmosphere, but you're looking for high quality food, Doe's Eat Place is your spot. Go in the back bar, sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, watch some games, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the vibes. Check out Doe's Eat Place, the best place in Baton Rouge to get your meats. Maybe he just did it to shake it up. They're fine. Like, I'm not worried about that. But what he did do is he allowed Josh Pearson, who's a freshman, he gave him a couple starts, and he took advantage. He had 2 homers on Sunday. He had some big hits on Saturday. And we have 2 young guys in Stevenson and Pearson who I think are going to be very, very, very good in the outfield. And now they're starting to kind of force their way into the lineup. And Pearson obviously doesn't seem like he's going to be taken out of the lineup anytime soon based off of what they did. What happened? There's some background noise going on.
Something happened.
There's some background. Very, very good in the outfield. And now they're starting to kind of force their way into the lineup. And Pearson obviously doesn't seem like he's going to be taken out of the lineup anytime soon based off of what they did. What happened? There's some background noise going on.
Something happened.
There's some background. Mik'd Up is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Back to Mik'd Up. Did I get it right? You kind of gave me a half-ass.
Two of the
back?
wrong buttons. Yeah,
Am I
you're back.
Welcome
You're
back to Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. What an unbelievable interview that was with Nick Storz. He is a big, big human being. I can't believe he was on a baseball field at one point because that guy is enormous.
And then you put him on a mound, he's even taller.
Dude.
I mean,
Jeez.
he is
What,
enormous.
6'6", 250?
Yeah. He looks like
Couldn't
he's
fit
in
through
great-
the door.
He looks like he's in great shape.
You said you was living your dream playing football. What position would you play if you went to go play for LSU?
Well,
Mikie Mahtook, quarterback.
well, I was a quarterback out of high school. I did have some football offers to do. I had some dual offers to go do.
Where were they?
I had a decent amount. I had Houston. I had UConn. I had every
You could play with
Louisiana
George
school.
Springer.
But
Randy Edsel.
it was Randy Edsel at the time. It was the first Randy Edsel thing when they
Yeah.
were actually when
Dude,
UConn
they're
actually was
nasty,
pretty
all right?
good.
They're good.
Wait, is that was Orlovsky there?
No, that's like 03.
He's also
03.
older than me. Yeah. But yeah, so I had
Can't name another. UConn
I had probably
quarterback.
6 or 7 scholarship offers, and I was getting recruited here as a safety. I didn't have a lot of safety film, but I went out to camps and shut some motherfuckers down.
You're going to be a
DBU.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 190 pounds,
Oh, okay.
185 pounds coming out of high school,
Perfect
I
safety
could-
size.
and I could run. And I would think probably I'd get here, it'd probably be 205, in the football weight room.
Tommy Moffitt.
I can
That
take
was
care of you.
football was always my number one sport, and baseball just kind of I love baseball, just kind of happened.
Who else was in the safety room that you'd have been in at LSU?
Well, Eric Reed came the year after me.
Yeah, you're not playing.
Chad Jones.
Chad was there, but
Oh,
he
Mike,
was
boom.
no, I know, but it would have been.
Was
I wouldn't
Ron
have.
Landry here?
No, Ron
No.
was way before me. Who else was there? You had,
Brandon Taylor.
Brandon
Storz.
Taylor was there. Yeah, I was
You weren't gonna get a sniff.
not safety.
No,
Maybe
not a corner either.
I will
Jason
say this:
Sehorn?
I wouldn't. I'm talking about corner.
Special
Quarter?
teams.
Maybe be an outside linebacker or something.
Oh, beefed all the way up.
Yeah. But I did get asked to come back after my freshman season. Les Miles asked me to come out and play quarterback. I said no.
You and Jerry, huh?
Well, Jerry was way after me,
Okay.
but Jerry did walk on. But I said no. This was after the whole Jared Lee, Jordan Jefferson debacle that freshman year, and
We just had Jarrett Lee on.
And y'all did have him on.
Uh-huh.
I love Jared Lee.
He was on a farm in Texas.
I love Jared Lee.
Out there in
handicap.
Texas, man.
He's a good golfer, great golfer. But
Still not happy really about the national
No.
championship.
of course not.
Would you?
I mean, I wouldn't be
No.
happy either. But yeah, I was like, this is after we won the national championship in baseball, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm
Love
not,
you, Les.
we just won the national championship. I'm not going to get my ass beat and maybe play, maybe not play. But yeah, I have his email address. I'm gonna take a picture of it and send it to you, so I don't yell it out in front of everyone.
Yell it out.
As soon as I get it, I'll type it in to the chat.
Don't do that, please.
Let me post a quick tweet.
Okay, you're gonna have to lock it in, boys. You're gonna have to ask some actual college baseball questions.
I'm relying on you a lot for this.
I know you are. I will ask him all the college baseball questions. Don't you
Yeah,
worry.
yeah. I'll be here though.
I hope you're here. Good luck. Hope it goes well.
Hope it goes well. Speaking of, I need Friday off.
Yeah, my ass, you do.
I do.
I have a wedding. Not this
Ramadan?
Friday. Next Friday.
No, a bachelor party.
No, you're driving. We discussed this yesterday on the golf
I know. I was
course.
trying to, that was the entrance into maybe
You're not getting Friday off. You knew that wasn't going
Stewie Productions. He did
You
so
knew that
good
wasn't gonna-
yesterday.
You knew that was not going to happen. Look, I have full focus on that, but you're getting to be there on Friday, and then you're going to drive. The golf doesn't start till Saturday.
And they're playing Friday now.
Well, sorry.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
I hope it goes well.
Yep, I do too.
So, good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
Call Lloyd.
All right, here we go. Sending him the link. I mean, you could, go do the show.
I am going to do the show.
Yeah.
I was just making sure I was responding. I'm not a good multitasker.
You're not.
I'm not a good multitasker. I was making sure that he was going to get the email. But yeah, to answer your question, football, I would play quarterback.
So
That
you'd
would've
be
been
the answer right now. The quarterback competition will be answered by you. You'd be the
Oof. I don't
He's
know.
the dual
Now-
threat. I mean, you
now-
heard him say it straight from the horse's mouth.
Now
He's that
I
dual
would
threat.
I would like to say back then like when I was coming out, the offenses weren't like they are now. I would have loved for the offenses to be like they were now, like where I could be out of the shotgun, I could run around, I could throw it, but it was a lot under center.
Yeah.
It was
The videos of you under center are unbelievable.
yeah. The fucking center was 5'10", and so I had to get squat down. I was like, get up, and he would not get up, not get up.
Up on your haunches.
So I'm squatting like all the way down, like it was not good. Hey, very flexible hips though to get down there.
It has to.
Yeah, it was great. Let me know.
Did
when
you have to call a timeout your first play?
He did.
I was a sophomore. Okay, I was starting quarterback as a sophomore in high school, and they gave us all the signs, and they were doing the deal, and
Multitasking.
I was nervous, and they had just kicked off to us,
Oh.
and we got the ball. And
Were you out there for the coin toss?
No, you have certain captains. I was a sophomore. I wasn't going out there first game.
I just didn't know if you were
Playing Karen Crow 5A school, like we were, kicked the ball off, touchback.
Did you want to go on defense first?
No, I didn't
Okay.
care. I actually wanted the ball. Kick the touchback, get there. He's giving me the first sign, and I panicked and couldn't figure it out, and I called timeout. First play.
How was that walkover?
My offensive coordinator, who's now the co-offensive coordinator, I guess offensive coordinator at UL, was not happy. He let me have it on the headset, and that it was some bumps and bruises that year, but I got it through.
Did you redeem yourself that game?
Y'all win that game?
We did win. We won. Had some runs, had a couple throws. We didn't I wish we threw the ball more, but.
What do you think was it the same first play that you after the timeout?
Dude,
All right, let's get this
It's
again.
probably like
I couldn't even tell you.
15
Now there was
out
another
here.
time. That time we had the wristband. I'd get the play call. There was one time where I called half of one play, half of the other play, and I realized when I sent the guy in motion, I'm like, wait, this is not right, and so I couldn't change it. Play clock was on. I once snapped, and then I was on an island by myself, and I had to
Eat it.
improvise, and ended up getting a no gain. It was not sacked.
That's it. It's a
Ended up
win.
getting a no gain.
Could have just spiked it.
No, it wasn't a throw. I wouldn't
Oh,
throw
yeah.
it. It was like
Feel it.
I didn't realize too late. Too late
Yeah.
to I gotta throw it.
Turned the
now.
wrong way on the,
Yeah.
on the handoff type.
My guy who I was supposed to send in motion and hand it to was on the other side. It was just not. It was just not good.
It could have been worse. I mean, Mark Sanchez had the butt fumble, so in the grand
That-
scheme of things,
That is true.
Kirk Cousins kneeled it instead of spiked it.
Is he in there?
Yes. But we don't have any audio coming in.
Is he not there?
Oh, there we go. There he is. There he is.
All right.
Oh, you're good?
We're good, man.
Let me make
We're
sure
good.
I'm on
He's
the
on
right
there.
input.
All right. We are going to. I guess we already had a break, so no breaks.
No break.
We're going right to him.
We should be good now.
You're good.
Y'all hear me better?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, you're good.
Look at this, Kendall Rodgers. What a pro. Look at the background on this guy.
This is awesome. I love the
He's in
background.
the skybox.
We are now live video call. We're not, no mess ups. We are on point with this video call. It's just doing really well. Kendall Rodgers, editor and writer at D1 Baseball. They have I think y'all just came out with the predictions for the postseason, and obviously down here in Baton Rouge,
We do.
everybody is expecting playoff baseball here. I haven't been able to look at your predictions just yet because I've been on the air trying to do the things that you are very good at doing in the media world. I'm trying to make that transition. Thanks for coming on, man. I think I know it's been a busy time of the year for you, but I appreciate it. You're huge baseball fans, obviously down here, and appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it, man. It's good to talk to you. It's been a while.
It has been a long time. It's been a long time. If I had it my way, I'd be talking to you right now from the road somewhere during the season. But sometimes the phone stops ringing, and you got to figure out what to do. And this is what
That's
I'm
when
trying
you
to
start
do.
making calls.
Yeah, that's when I start making calls, and the roles are reversed.
I like it.
Let's get into it, man. We're gonna get. I'll save LSU talk for last. Let's get into the baseball
Sure.
talk. From what I've noticed, obviously, college baseball holds a special place in my heart. It was, I grew up a huge college baseball fan, being in Baton Rouge, being from Louisiana. But obviously, I played college baseball. I think that there's a lot of fun that goes on in college baseball. It's a lot different than professional baseball. You get a lot more of tradition and history and more of the energy that you get.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sprint more than a marathon. What I've noticed this year is there's a lot of parity in college baseball this year. There's a lot of teams at the top of the rankings that aren't normally there, but they're not just ranked. They're ranked at the top 5, top 10 in the country. Talk a little bit about what you've seen and what are the reasons why there's so much parity in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I think if you look at college baseball this year, what's the recurring theme with all these different teams, whether it's Southern Miss or Georgia Southern, Texas State, Wofford? The recurring theme with all these teams is that they're all really old. I mean, if you look at like Texas State and Georgia Southern, for instance, both of those teams have like 6 or 7, seniors in their lineup. And as well as anybody in college baseball, if you have 400 or 500 at bats in your lineup with 5 or 6 guys, man, that's a lot of experience. And so I think that's been one of the big reasons why, a lot of teams have taken a big step forward, particularly in that mid-major range. I think Southern Miss is a little different. I think Southern Miss is one of those teams that, every 2 or 3 years, they have really, really good teams. And I think the biggest differentiator in a team like Southern Miss this year, sitting at number 4, is that not only do they have a pretty good offense, but they've got an SEC caliber weekend rotation. I mean, you look at their rotation, with the Hunter Riggins kid, Tanner Hall, Hurston Waldrop, their Sunday guy, he sits 94, 97. And, we're in a spot in college baseball to where, hey, when you play, like these teams in Conference USA, they did not have an arm on Sunday throwing 97. And college baseball now, you're starting to see it to where these mid-majors are getting guys who, they may not be sitting 97, but like it's customary at this point to see guys sitting, 90 to 94 as a Saturday or Sunday guy in mid-major. Now, I think that's the big difference the last few years in college baseball. And frankly, that's the reason why you're seeing so many of these smaller programs get better and better.
Well, I saw this weekend, or maybe last night, Campbell has a guy throwing midweek, touching 97, pitching in a midweek game like that. I mean, you don't normally see that. What do you think it's because of the draft? Do you think the way they've changed the draft and obviously over the last couple of years there hasn't been as many rounds in the draft, so guys like Dylan Cruz obviously shows up in college that probably shouldn't be in college right now. Is that part of the reason why there's so much parity now? Obviously, some of those guys that are supposed to be high round draft picks aren't going to, Campbell or Southern Miss or Texas State, but they're still getting these guys that have a lot of arms. Or do you think it's a little bit more of like the technology and now the new age baseball of like everybody can learn how to throw hard?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think it's probably 3 or 4 things. I think number one, these programs at the mid-major level, it used to be where it's just, basically the programs that spent money on baseball were LSU, Texas A&M, SEC schools and whatnot. Now you have Campbell, who has a brand new facility. I think the Astros played there for like a year or 2 when they were in Bowie's Creek. They've got a really nice facility. Southern Miss has a solid facility. Georgia Southern's put money in their facility. So all these different schools have realized, and what it all boils down to, Mikey, is the fact that a lot of these schools realize that they cannot compete with the bigger conferences in football. So what are they going to do? They're going to go to either basketball or baseball and say, you know what, baseball is a partial scholarship sport. We can put money into baseball and we can compete with these guys. And so I think schools have figured that out. I think obviously the innovations and whether it's TrackMan or, Driveline, Rapsodo, all these different things, I think that all kind of factors in the equation too in these improvements. And I think the other thing too is, you're right. I think when you look at players in the draft, more guys are going to go to school because you just don't have as many spots for those kids. And, at the end of the day, I have a whole other set of opinions on that because I think in the long run, like short term, it's great for college baseball. In the long run, I think it's bad for Major League or, professional baseball and college baseball to have less players in minor league baseball. I think that down the road, that's going to hurt the sport. But, it's just a different landscape than it was a decade ago. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you saw Ross Dellinger's report from Sports Illustrated today, but, I mean, we're moving toward an era of college baseball to where there is no scholarship cap and you can have as many coaches as you want. And, you think college baseball is in a good spot now. Just wait to see if that happens.
And that's been a long time coming. I can't understand why they don't add the extra coach. I don't understand why it's been such an issue. It just makes sense to me, 1, and 2, I don't understand how you're still continuing to say, okay, you can only have 11.7 scholarships. Like, that doesn't make sense. But like you said, baseball is growing, college baseball specifically, and I think that, I think maybe some people have soured a little bit on professional baseball with all the drama and stuff that's been going on.
Yeah.
And they see college baseball and they see it a little bit more pure and more fun. and kind of the baseball that everybody falls in love with anyway. So like I said, I'm a huge proponent of college baseball. I think that, if you have the opportunity to play college baseball, I think it's beneficial, especially now with, the parity and how much talent is coming through baseball. I think you learn a lot about yourself, and you're going to get, sometimes you're going to get better competition in college than you are in the lower levels of minor league baseball.
Well, and I just think people in general, and again, I'm not bagging on professional baseball, but like I think people in general, kind of gravitate towards college ball because, like that is kind of Americana. Like that is a strong bond. When a kid goes to like LSU and they don't get to Omaha, they're brokenhearted. They feel like they totally failed somebody. They feel like they failed the city. They feel like they failed the state. And I think in pro ball, you're disappointed, but I'm not going to speak for you, but if you're with the Rays or somebody like that, if you don't advance in the playoffs, you don't feel like you've let an entire state down. And to me, that's kind of the difference. Look at your setup there. You got all the LSU stuff. There is a attachment. There is a bond to college baseball and college sports in general. That's what makes it so great, and that's what makes it so different. That's kind of why I love it.
100%. Before we get to the LSU preview and what your predictions are, SEC baseball has been kind of hard to pinpoint this year. Obviously, you have Tennessee, right? Tennessee is – are they the greatest college baseball team of all time? They're what? They have 3 losses.
They're off to a decent start. So actually, I'm kind of curious. So actually, it's funny you asked that because I'm actually kind of curious of your take in a second as a former player who's on great teams. If I'm Tennessee and I'm Tony Vitello, I love the way that my team's playing. We're 37-3. That's pretty awesome. But in the same breath, it's kind of like, dude, I kind of want to have a little bit of
because you know it's coming. You know it's going to happen.
Yeah, I want to experience a setback. I want to see how these kids respond a little bit. I feel like we're almost winning too much.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's baseball is such a failure sport, and if you've never experienced it, the first time you do, it's kind of a punch in the face. And if you don't know how to get through it, that could be something difficult. LSU in 13 had single-digit losses going into Omaha, went 1-2 in Omaha, and ended up not. And for me, being on teams that have won and teams that have been good. When we won the national championship, we had 17 losses for the total, as a year, right? And that was we were a top 5 team in the country all year, and that was really good. Now you're looking at Tennessee, they're 37-3. Listen, they're great. I think they're unbelievable. I think their talent is unmatched, but you haven't done anything until you win the big one, right? You can't be considered in those greatest teams of all time until you go ahead and win the World Series. And I think they have a chance. I think they're deep. I think they're talented. But what they're doing right now is impressive. It'd be hard for me not to notice it.
Yeah, the thing about them too is so they lose Chase Dolander in the weekend rotation. Who honestly, I saw him at Shriners. He's got big league stuff now. I think you could put him in the big leagues right now. He would have success. He's got electric stuff. He gets hurt. And they just put Blade Tidwell, a projected first rounder, in the weekend rotation in place of him. So that gives you an idea how deep they are. I think the one thing with Tennessee that's really interesting for me going down the stretch is just how emotional this team is. They're very vocal. They're chippy. A lot of people don't like their antics. I think it's kind of funny. I get it. It's kind of silly. But, hey, if they want to have fun and act like that, then so be it. But on the opposite side, it's when they do – run into some struggles, they don't handle it great. For instance, when they lost to Tennessee Tech, and they lost to Alabama, their players are taking shots at the other team in the media. They act like they're all mad about it. And you just kind of wonder, if they get to Omaha, experience a setback, is this whole thing just going to blow up?
No doubt. And look, it's all fun and games. Everything's fun, and you can be chippy, and you can say all these types of things when you're winning. But if something happens and you go through a little bit of a skid and you go through the stretch of hey, we're not winning all the time and we've kind of hit a roadblock, those funny antics end up being a little bit more annoying and a little bit more aggravating. And for me, I'm all about having fun. You can bat flip and you can do whatever you want to do, but don't disrespect another team. Don't respect the game of the team. But I don't care if you want to have fun and enjoy it with your boys. I'm all for that. But like you said, I don't know what's going to happen when they, they hit that rough point, because it happens to every team.
Happened to Arkansas last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of think you talk about the kind of the antics that would rub people the wrong way. I think back to Luke Lipsius when they played Missouri, and they kind of had that game. It was out of hand. He comes around to score and fell down or something, and he literally crawled to home plate and touched the plate with his pinky, just stuff like that. I mean, when you're kicking somebody's butt like that, you don't even act like that.
Yep, no doubt.
I think it's fairly obvious to say this, but don't you think that attitude comes from the top down? This is the team that Vitello has built, correct?
It is. I mean, he likes kind of being the bad boy, and
he likes a chest bump too.
He did the chest bump. He turned it into a fundraiser for Wounded Warriors. So I guess he turned a bad thing into a good thing. But again, at the top, I mean, he's an emotional guy, and it's worked out for him. But again, I'll be interested to see what happens. If and when they get punched in the face a little bit, how they handle it.
No doubt. What do you see about with this LSU baseball team here? I have my opinions on it. I'm a little closer to it than most probably, but what do you see?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me when I look at LSU is if I'm an opposing team, I do not want to face them in the postseason. I get it. LSU has not played what I would consider elite baseball all year long, but I mean, this is still a team when you look at the middle of that lineup. I mean, we look at the top to bottom of that lineup. I don't want to face those guys. When you have a guy like Jobert, hitting seventh in the lineup, that's a really really good lineup. So number one, I don't want to face them in the postseason. Number two, I'm just the thing for me when I look at LSU is I just don't know what to expect from these guys in the postseason on the mound. I mean, Michaela Hilliard threw really well over the weekend against Missouri. Blatant Money, went 2 2/3. It was lifted from the game, and they kind of had to use some relievers. Thankfully for them, Riley Cooper has given them some nice innings. Paul Gervasi has given them some nice innings. Eric, Reiselman has given them some nice innings. And so, I mean, they've had some okay guys out of the bullpen. But, I just want to see consistency out of the pitching staff. And you know what that requires? And I'll kind of throw Jay and JK into this a little bit, is they need to be patient with these arms a little bit. I mean, if you look at LSU, when a pitcher gets in trouble, I can't tell you how many times this year I've seen LSU with a 1-1 count or a 1-0 count, and they go out there and pull somebody. Hey, let at times, let's let these guys kind of get in a little bit sticky situation, and let's see how they handle it. Because guess what? If you put a guy in there and it's 1-1 or 1-0 and you pull him out of the game, then you have no idea going into the postseason how that guy is going to handle that situation. So I actually like at times seeing how guys can handle it.
Absolutely. Going into the year, obviously the bullpen, or really the pitching staff in general, was a question mark, and I think the bullpen was the part of it, right? They didn't know how the starters were gonna perform, and historically LSU has been very, very good starter wise, but their bullpen has been lacking. I feel like this year it's flipped. I feel like their bullpen has been the surprise and has been one of the strengths of their bullpen. Of their team, but their starting pitching hasn't really been up to par. But I'm with you. I think that they don't. Sometimes you gotta let a guy figure it out before you go and take him out. But I think their bullpen can lengthen games, but you can't rely on them for 3 games a weekend to go and pitch you 6-7 innings out the bullpen. That's not sustainable.
Not in the SEC.
No.
And with that said, I mean, not to take up for the staff, but I mean, with that said, it's easy for us to say, hey, you should ride that guy when you've got all the Cajuns in the stands yelling at you and calling you names, every name in the book because you didn't pull the guy on time. So
no doubt.
I mean, I like the idea of pulling the guy, but I can obviously see why they get a little antsy sometimes.
No doubt. As far as predictions go, and this is going to segue right into the predictions of what you think is going to happen in the postseason.
Sure.
Does LSU have a chance to host? Are they in your? I haven't been able to look at your predictions since they came out while I was on the show. Are they in your teams of hosting a regional right now? And if not, what do they have to do to get there?
Yeah, I mean, so they're right outside of the hosting discussion. They're in the hosting discussion, but they're right outside of a top 16. I think right now, if you look at LSU, I mean, you're looking at a team with a 19 RPI. They're 9 and 11 against top 50. Not great, but I mean, they have they have plenty of games on the stretch. They got the SEC tournament, so they've got plenty of opportunities to get a host site. I would say right now in that league, I would probably have teams that didn't get a top 16 this week, I'd probably have A&M, Vandy, LSU in that order. But those three teams for me are very, very close. So I think a host site is within their reach for sure.
What is the number of SEC wins conference wins that you would need to see them have to be able to have that host locked up?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you can get to 16, you're feeling very good about yourself and your ability to be able to host. I think 16 for me is kind of the magic number to, hey, we feel pretty confident we're going to end up hosting at the end of the year.
Now, is there a way, and now this is a long shot, so there's 4 series left, right? They play Georgia this weekend. Georgia's a 5 RPI team, right? I think they're the 5th-rate RPI, maybe top 5 at least. If they go ahead and win that series, and let's say they have to play Alabama, Ole Miss, and Vanderbilt to end the season. Let's say they go ahead and they win all 4 of those series, and they end up 18-12 at the end of conference. Does that put them in a national seed host potential?
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I mean, if they kind of control their own destiny a little bit. If they win 18-12 in the league, it would be very hard to not have them in the top 8.
Right, and that, I mean, obviously that's easier said than done. You have to go to Vandy to end the season, but I think it's realistic to say you have Georgia at home. You play Alabama, like you said, the team's talented. I think it's realistic to think that they could at least win 3 of those 4 and get themselves in maybe a 17-13 conference record and put themselves in a position to be right where they need to be. Because, I mean, you've been down here in the postseason. When you're hosting here in Baton Rouge, it's anything goes at that point. Like, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I think it's pretty fluid. I mean, there are still teams that are fluctuating, 16, 17 spots in the RPI. We're here at the end of April. So there's a lot to still play for.
As far as, outside of Tennessee and outside of the other teams at the top, who are some teams that are maybe outside of your national hosts or outside of your regional hosts that maybe can make a run towards the end of this postseason and make a deep run to Omaha?
Yeah, I mean, I talked about Southern Miss earlier. They're really interesting to me. I think when you look at some of I'll stick with some teams that people may not know a lot about. Virginia Tech has a really offensive team. Tanner Schroebel's kind of one of the more rising players in college baseball this year. The talented shortstop. He has double-digit home runs. He's been terrific. Cade Hunter's another really good hitter for those guys, as is Jack Hurley. So keep an eye on Virginia Tech. I definitely did not see them being number 7 in the country at this point in the season. We talked about mid-majors and having bigger arms. Gonzaga is a prime example. I mean, Gonzaga's, got Gabe Hughes on a Friday night. He could very well end up being a first-round pick because a lot of these injuries around the country. He could end up being a first-round pick. And they've also got, William Kittner and Tristan Vreeling, 2 guys who are up to 96, 97 with their fastball. So Gonzaga has a rotation of guys that they all top out at like 96 to 97. Wow. So they're really interesting. Connecticut, Jim Penders continues to do a terrific job there. And I think, Maryland out of the Big Ten, Maryland has a really solid week in rotation. When you look at Nick Dean, Jason Savickle, again, we've talked about Sunday starters. Jason Savickle is one of the better Sunday starters in college baseball. And so, it hasn't been a great year for the Big Ten, but I think Maryland's one of those teams, as we talk about host sites, Maryland's one of those teams that if they continue to lead, the Big Ten, if they can win the Big Ten by a few games, I think they could end up being a host.
Crab cakes in baseball.
Crab cakes in baseball. That's what Maryland does. Kendall, I appreciate you coming on, man. Baseball is in a really, really, really good place. I know it's more fun for you to cover it. You've done a really good job over the course of the years, but I know, the way baseball is growing and how there's a lot more parity, that's got to make your job a lot more fun. So I appreciate you taking your time coming out here and talking to us a little bit about it. Hopefully we can get you back on, especially as the postseason starts getting closer. We can start.
Yeah, man, it's great to talk to you again. And yeah, let's do it as we get closer to the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mikey.
Right.
Be good, bud.
Yep, you too. We good?
Good.
Some good insight right there.
Oh, you always throw me off with the headset move. You just don't like it. So I feel like you're ending the segment, but you're not. You're just getting comfortable.
I hate the headset. I don't like the headset. I don't need to hear anybody. I can hear y'all talk to me.
Cage bird
messes up the hair.
Yeah, I don't really care about the hair. I want my earphones. I've been asking for. I've been waiting for them.
It's not Christmas yet.
At some point,
we got a TV.
We do. See, that's why I don't have to look at this thing. It makes my job so much easier. I can actually look at the TV and talk.
You do look blind when you're looking up at them and listening.
Yeah.
You're just.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta fix that.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about it.
I gotta change that. Okay, you gotta let me know. I mean, I'm looking up. I guess that makes
I
sense.
don't know. That's a hard fix.
It is a hard fix.
Maybe get some shades.
Yeah, dude. That's what happened. So that's why you're not playing baseball anymore. We went blind.
I got cross-eyed.
You went blind.
I got cross-eyed. I can't see
Acid in the eyes.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix
Man,
fell into
I forget,
a pool of acid.
Like, you forget how
Thought he was a Dorito. I know a kid that happened to.
Jim Hendrix.
Wait. What was that tail end of that?
I know a kid that happened to.
What happened?
Or I heard a story. I don't
What
even
happened?
know him. Fell into acid, like the drug. He fell into it face first. I thought he was a Dorito. Trapped in a bag. Terrible story.
Terrible.
Still thinks he's in there.
Terrible trip.
No,
Terrible trip. 100%.
So he
we
never
get him on?
recovered.
No, with too
Bad
much
trip.
acid. It makes my body feel weird talking about
Get
it.
him on.
I think he's in the
Wow,
bag.
Can you imagine
He's in the
thinking
tiny
that you're
box.
stuck in a fucking Dorito box?
It makes my palm sweat thinking that could happen to somebody.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Heavy.
Mom spaghetti.
Doritos
spaghetti in the back of your
already.
truck.
Yeah, there is spaghetti.
I know there has been there for 2 months.
No one wants it.
If we
2
lose,
weeks.
No, I don't want you to eat. Don't touch it. I'm
You
gonna
get
go
a-
in there and
we
throw
get
it
a
away.
regional,
He's
you
gonna
have to
eat
eat
it.
it.
yeah, if we lose, yeah, we should do a bet.
We are gonna host a regional, boys. We may host a super.
LSU doesn't host a regional. You have to eat the spaghetti.
You have to eat the spaghetti. I'm not touching that thing.
I'm gonna make a meal, and we'll see if y'all even know.
Fuck you,
No,
Lloyd.
I'm not. I am not.
Sociopath.
I'm not.
Try and poison us.
What are you, saw?
If I lean back in my chair like this, does that help?
A little bit, but now you look mad.
Yeah. Now you look like a mad blonde person.
Yeah.
Smile and do it. I forget how much parity there is in baseball until I look at the top 25.
Southern
Holy
Miss.
shit, Southern Miss. Southern Miss is the best team in Mississippi.
I thought that was a typo.
Then you got Georgia State in there. You got
You think
Campbell.
Miles Brennan could pitch for Southern
Yeah,
Miss?
Who?
Miles
I
Brennan,
bet you Miles Brennan can throw it. I bet you if you put him on the bum, I bet you can get up to mid 90s.
probably.
I mean, he's got a good arm, and I'm sure he grew
All
up
that
playing
weight behind it.
I'm sure he grew up playing baseball.
I would hope so.
We're in the OT, boys. So this is a good show.
It was.
This is a good show.
Christmas for you.
Yeah, this
We're
is
in
great.
overtime.
Get paid time and a half.
Kendall Rodgers coming back on would be nice. Postseason gets going. Hey, baseball's growing, boys. Maybe we turn into like a
Little hub.
we start
Bring
getting
him
some
in.
people in here during the postseason. Omaha World Series.
Did y'all talk to him about gambling at all?
I don't know. That's something I probably should talk to him off the air about first before I
Yeah.
throw it to him on the air.
'Cause I
But
thought
will
about
be-
asking, but I
will
didn't.
be talking about probably. I mean, we could probably bring up. Hey, what do you see like being able to bet on college baseball? Has that done? Have you seen an impact on that? Like that's something that we can ask.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering more. So it's like,
Yeah, I'm
not
sure-
with,
I'm
not
sure you can ask
Kendall's.
that.
Yeah.
Obviously he's not.
I mean, he knows more about college baseball than probably anybody in America.
I know.
I know we can get. I mean, we got. There's a lot of.
I hope he's gambling on it.
Yeah, he'd be making some money.
Yeah. I mean, he just rattled off 3 hitters from Virginia Tech.
And Gonzaga's
rotation that all top at 97. That's pretty impressive.
I think we're in their region.
His predictions.
Yeah.
UConn or LSU?
Why do they make us go so far? I don't get that.
It's Mark Emmert's fault.
Dude,
Mark
is Mark
Emmert's
Emmert
out.
wearing a toupee?
I haven't seen a
Bill
picture.
Self
of him.
is.
Bill Self is a toupeed man, but I just saw a picture. Hold on.
God,
Twitter?
I'm so hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. I tried.
That's
to
gonna be
feed
my
you.
segue into this or was for lunch segment, but we're gonna wait for you to
Show the
show me
toupee.
this
He
Mark
looks
Emmert
like a
toupee.
toupee guy.
This
Looks
is
like
the
a toupee.
picture. This is the picture.
My conspiracy is Will Wade's the next NCAA president.
That would
Oh,
be
wouldn't that
great.
be interesting?
Yeah, right.
Him and Rick Pitino.
Yeah, right. Like that would happen. I would love it, but I like that would happen.
Burn
I-
phones and
I said
He's fair.
a totally actual realistic one would be Coach K, right?
Stop. Oh, God.
Right?
this
Yeah.
isn't
I don't
about
think
me,
he's-
guys.
I don't think he's in that position. in his
This
like his
isn't
life
about
that he
Coach
wants
K.
to do
What
that.
do you mean? He's
passionate
the most
about it,
power
for sure.
hungry human to ever walk
This
the
isn't
earth.
about me, but this is all about me.
Right. Now it's officially about me.
Yeah.
Toupee.
Yeah.
That's a toupee.
Oof.
You can like
Maybe.
scoop your hand under it.
Yeah.
and take
Maybe.
it
Do you
off.
think he puts it on like some weird
Yeah, doll.
Will Wade's head?
I'm gonna get you.
That's a tough look.
That's a toupee.
He makes a lot of money.
I don't
too.
know if
That's-
it's a toupee.
What?
I don't know.
What do you think it is? Bad
He
genetics?
probably puts a I don't know. He just
A lot
he
of
probably
product.
Jerry
yeah
Buss.
product
I
to
was
try
gonna
to
say
make
Jerry
it
Buss
stay
in it.
there, and it just looks like
Trying
it
to make
frizzes
look-
out.
make
Yeah,
it
you know
look-
how it
Make
goes.
it look young.
Yeah, I think that's what that is.
He sucks.
I don't know why I'm looking at that.
He looks like a
I can look at my
dictator.
TV.
Hey, we're stupid. It's gonna be Greg Sankey, the next NCAA
Maybe he
president.
could just pay
Well,
for
Joey
a hair
doesn't think so, right? He
restoration.
thinks the SEC job's a better job than the
It's the
NCAA job.
SEC
agree.
runs everything. Like
I mean, the way the conferences are making it the super conferences,
Yeah.
like
And with
You know?
Texas and Oklahoma coming over,
Yeah, I
man,
don't
you're
see
gonna have
why-
all the money in the country.
I don't see why you leave
in
that.
one
I agree with
conference.
that.
I guess
All right, we got any curtain calls today, boys?
Yes, I think we do.
I think we all got them.
Yeah, I got one.
I think we all got them. Look at that. We are prepared today.
I forgot mine.
Lloyd,
Oh, my God. You always do. Mine, I'll start. My curtain call is one of my best friends, friend of the show, reoccurring guest, hopefully, of the show, and new $110 million man, Kevin Gosman. He is absolutely shoving this season. He is worth honestly, he's probably outperforming his contract.
Which is
The
how
way-
much?
Which is
$110
$110 million
okay.
for 5 years. I think he is outperforming it. His numbers, 24 and a third innings pitched. He's got 31 strikeouts and 0 walks, and his split finger is nastier than it has ever been. And last year it was one of the best pitchers in baseball. So shout out to my friend Kevin because he is fucking doing it. And I got a phone call. I got a text message from Aaron Nola earlier. Maybe I get Austin Nola, even better. Let me tell you how my friend is. I texted him on April 20th,
420.
Oh, 420.
That's
Bored
fair.
on your phone.
and he just responded to me.
No, he's
7
busy. He
days
probably
later,
just
he's a
woke
week
up from a coma.
Hey, he's not a phone guy
No.
at all. He's one of my best friends, but he's not a phone guy. Anyway, go ahead. Who's yours? Who you got?
Did you see the Kendrick Perkins quote about Ben Simmons?
I did.
Quote and then quote from Kendrick. And this made me laugh for 5 minutes. He said, Ben Simmons is like the pretty girl that smoked cigarettes. Nobody wants her.
all the girls that smoke cigarettes called her stray right
Yeah,
there.
you wonder why she's single and she smokes cigarettes.
Dude, Kendrick Perkins. I
He's
used to
grown on
Ashtray
me.
mouth is awful.
I used to not be a fan of Kendrick Perkins. I'm a huge fan of him. Not
yeah,
just
he-
because of that, but like he's grown on me.
He's
Yeah.
like, when I first heard him talk on ESPN, I'm like, this is what we're doing. But no, he's actually, him and JJ Redick are
yeah,
kind of saving it.
JJ's good.
Is he on retainer fee? Like, how is JJ getting paid?
I think he's part of ESPN now. I think he probably has like a partial deal with them. You know,
Gets
to
paid
where
for his
like
appearances.
yeah,
he still does his podcast?
yeah, I'm sure. I think they can all do their own stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to try and buy him out.
Perkins has a podcast with
Spears.
Which is I like Marcus Spears too. What you got? Who's your
mine is
call?
Laramie Tunsil.
Oh, yeah.
He
Great
is
one.
announcing that he is selling his gas mask video as an NFT, and a portion of the money will go to benefiting cannabis criminal justice.
I love that.
reform.
I love that.
So
Take the advantage. Take
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That
Like,
was
laugh
a
at
big
yourself.
moment in his life.
yeah, huge.
That hurt him.
How much is that going for? Like, I think NFTs are stupid, but I'd buy that.
Let's see how much is going.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't gotten into the NFT game yet.
That'd be my
because
profile picture.
I'm not a huge.
Same.
I don't know anything about it. And Floyd over there is
I'm
panicking.
frantically looking.
He's
I had one
panicking.
before the
Mr. Courtney, do you have
show.
your homework?
Yes. Can you give me yours so I can erase your name and put my name
He
on
is
it?
panicking.
Backpack with
somewhere
no
with
papers
his
in
backpack.
it.
You told me one.
I
Before
did.
the
And
show
I
to
forgot
do.
it. I forgot it.
Oh shit! I don't have.
I mean, we don't have to. You don't have to have.
Oh,
one.
I do have one.
There we go.
Jose Batista getting absolutely rung up by 13-year-olds in blitzball.
Hey, those balls. Okay.
Dude, those
I
are good.
wouldn't sniff it either, dude. Those
No,
balls
me
are
either. But him going
nasty.
out there, I think is cool.
Yeah, good for him for doing that.
Yeah, because
You know, like,
I think
it's
he knew
fun.
he was going to get embarrassed.
I mean, those balls are like.
It's at your head and
That
it's
is
at your
unbelievable.
knee.
I don't know how.
Do you
those-
really think he's like that kid's this tall? Like, he probably didn't see him throw it before. He's like, all right, yeah, I'll go out there. He's like, what the fuck was
No,
that? What are you?
he's seen videos of it. There's no way he went. But like that's like when Albert Pujols had to go and face Jenny Finch. Jenny Finch, he had no chance of a softball pitcher hitting a softball pitcher. Like this was when Albert Pujols was like
The machine.
the machine, and he was like the best player in baseball, and she was getting him on elevate here at the eyeballs, and he couldn't lay off because these balls coming from the ground. I mean,
The risers.
it's hard and it's closer. Shit
The
like
same
that
thing
stuff.
happened to Pontiff.
Yeah.
No, oh yeah, Wally Pontiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would, I guess. Have you ever faced softball pitching?
No, but I can imagine it being really hard.
I think you'd be too prideful.
I would.
I'm hitting one.
I mean, I would figure it out. I would try to figure it out, but like, if you only gave me 3 pitches, I don't know if I'd hit them in 3 pitches.
3 golf balls.
Wow.
Same club.
Yeah, my driver was on point yesterday. That's
Yeah.
about it, though.
Yeah.
My wedges were
Wedges
bad.
are good.
That's
What
it.
about
You don't have to hit
slow pitch
irons
softball?
enough.
I
You
gotta
hit it too
figure out
far.
my irons. I
He
gotta-
hit
Did you
it.
play yesterday?
Yeah, we played the practice holes
Just the
yesterday.
practice holes.
U Club with their tournaments.
Yeah, bullshit.
2
You just
days
played
in
a
a
hole?
row. No, they have a practice
They had
like
4 practice,
practice
holes. So we
holes.
just
Oh,
played 2.
okay.
We just played 8 hole, like the practice holes twice. But I was booming some drives. The first
He
one
hit
was
one
the best
330 into the wind. I hit it 210, and he just carried it right into the teeth of the wind. I was like, that's not fair. We're not playing the same
It felt
sport.
good. It felt good. It felt
I
good.
bet it did feel good.
Felt
Happy
good.
Gilmore.
Felt good.
I had to go drive her off the deck.
Felt good. Then I hit a 6 iron. I hit it great, but it hit awful. Could have been worse. And I was right there on the edge of the green.
Little par.
Little par.
How have the lessons been?
I haven't had one. I had to do it over FaceTime. I need to
get
get back to
I
Lafayette.
need to go sign up.
Yeah.
I need to
No,
sign up
he
for a
watches
lesson.
me. He watches
I
me
need to call
swing.
Andrew Loop.
Yeah.
I don't want Andrew Loop to laugh at me.
He
my
won't
friend.
laugh at you.
He's my friend. He won't laugh at me. I need to call him.
Yeah.
I don't want him to see it. I don't want him to see the putter I have in my bag though.
Bad.
I'll switch with you.
It's his.
It's his. And no, it's not bad. It's a tour putter.
It's great. It's a tour. It's a
Straight
Circle
off
T
the- yeah.
putter. I don't want him back. I don't want him to have it
You
back.
don't want me to want him to see that you stole his putter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where's the rest of that golf bag, Mikey?
He don't even remember that. No way. He has so many clubs. There's no way.
Maybe that was his favorite club.
Are y'all hungry? Who's hungry?
What's for
Who's
lunch?
hungry?
Who's
I'm
hungry?
I'm
Who's
hungry.
Mine?
Come on, huh?
What is for lunch? And this was for lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. We've given us some good commercials to our sponsors today.
Rejuve Me still reigns supreme.
Well, they have their own professional commercial made.
Yeah.
What is for lunch?
Don't we do a
We do the
countdown?
1 for 3. Well, 1, 2, 3. What do you want to count
3.
down? Hold on.
2.
Hold on.
Two.
Give everybody a
One.
few seconds.
Dose. Hey!
No, that doesn't
Yay!
count. That
Jumps
doesn't
on
count.
Mikey.
That doesn't count. I do the countdown. That doesn't count.
My house, my rules.
That was actually terrible.
That does not count. Okay.
We're so excited.
They were
about
giving
it.
everybody-
Dose. Swing the room.
I'm eating very healthy. Okay.
Yeah, it's a salad.
I can't do healthy at Doe's.
Well, we just had a Doze ad right there and it got ruined.
You
Perfect.
did Doe's.
Dose.
That's great.
Dose.
No, that's what y'all picked. But I count down, so I'll give everybody a couple seconds to figure out what they
I
want,
like the ours.
Yeah.
and then
We can't say
you go
dose this
through it.
time.
You can't say Doe's this time.
Okay.
It's got to be what's matched with me, right? Or
What?
is it if two people
Two
have the
people
same?
link up. Yeah.
Doe's does not count.
Okay. So
Y'all
no
can't
dose.
be cheating. I knew this was gonna happen. You cheat. You're a cheater. You can't be cheating. Okay. All right.
You saw the sign. I had the Apple Watch. You saw the sign.
This is a kid in the Astros shirt.
All right. Ready? Ready?
Ready.
3,
2.
2, 1.
Government
Romans.
taco.
I don't even know.
Ooh,
what that was
government
gonna
taco. Government taco.
You can go healthy there?
Yeah, I can do that. Government taco sounds fire. Even though I had tacos last night, that sounds fire.
Oh, how'd they turn out?
It was great, of course. Always great.
And you put me in taco mood, and I almost did it. I bought ground turkey. I go 85-15. I know you go 93-7, which
That's what I
tastes
do on
like
ground beef. 93.7. Why would you get ground turkey and you go 85, 80, whatever?
because it needs a little fat, but it's like
Yeah, but
still,
if you go 93.7 on ground beef, wouldn't that be healthier than turkey at
no,
85.15?
the meat is different.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah, the calories,
cholesterol, all that, calories,
I think
fat.
ground beef is not bad for you.
butter,
Who puts butter in there?
Friday foodie.
I don't put
Oh,
butter.
you're not there. You're not there. You don't. Yeah, you're not there for this. Everything in butter.
Yeah,
I don't put butter
butter
on
is
it,
there
though.
like
There's butter and everything.
Yeah, butter's life.
butter's
The
a
only thing I
health
put butter on was when I do hash browns over the weekend. I put butter just in the pan. It's not a lot, but it's just enough to where
Mm-hmm.
it gives it a little bit of
a little life.
Yeah.
I'm big on the spray can of
Yeah,
like
that's it.
Earl.
I use avocado spray.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
like
there
no
you go.
calories. I don't know how they do it. Because if you do
think-
oil,
see, I think you-
Some
I th-
cancer in there.
Here's my deal: is I
Yeah.
think you're counting the calories the wrong way.
oh, if it
like,
says zero, coach,
You're not
it's
just
none.
counting. Like you don't just count. You shouldn't just count the calories. You should count what type of calorie it is. Like if you go look at what avocado actually is, avocado's got a ton of calories and a ton of fat,
Complex.
but it's very good for you. You look at your sugar-free Red Bull that you just looked at. That has no calories or
10.
sugar-free
It
calories.
should have none.
But it's got a lot more other shit that's not good for you. So it's not all calories. Calories ain't all end all be all.
Sodium,
Enough to kill an elephant.
B12, that's good for you. B6, that's good for you. Other stuff, I can't pronounce these words. But
Ginseng or whatever the hell it is.
pantothenic acid,
That can't be good for you.
Dorito bag.
That doesn't sound good.
If you can't
Yeah.
pronounce it, it's probably.
That does not sound
Help
good.
me.
Okay, so we've
Stop.
created government taco
Government taco.
is the lunch.
I'll
I
see
like
y'all
that.
at those.
I like that. You cannot. Yeah, fine. You won't get it then.
But I almost did tacos last night, and I did steak instead.
Steak. We're doing steak
Steak.
tonight.
Nice.
Yeah,
Do you
Bo-
have like regimented every day of something?
No,
Except
Bo-
for Tuesday.
No, I don't usually. I haven't done taco on Tuesday in a couple of weeks, but I mean, it makes the most sense. But yeah, we don't do regimented. Bo and his girlfriend are coming over to the house tonight, so I'm cooking
Where you get your
steaks.
steaks? Rouses?
No, I get my steaks. Well,
Rouses.
depending on where you go. I go
To me, that's upper echelon.
I go to Maxwell's. Actually, news they got great meat. Is Costco.
Oh.
Like Costco's got prime beef, and they're not expensive. So I get 4 ribeyes and 4 fillets, and for less than $100 combined, and I freeze them in our freezer, and so I have them. I have a vacuum sealer.
Oh,
so I vacuum
nice.
seal it, put it in the freezer, and it's money.
I get it from the guy that sells them out the truck on the road.
Really?
Have you seen the 4 ribeyes for like $20?
No,
Find me
you
that
don't
guy.
do that.
That's a great deal.
You don't get that.
I've done it before.
Is that what you made the spaghetti with?
Yeah. See, I've let it marinate in my car. It's kind of cooking itself.
Don't
Okay.
eat that. Please. I'm not-
Iverstein's is where you get your meats.
Oh, you're trying to talk to me through the document. I just noticed that.
Oh yeah, that's just a reminder for myself for next week.
Okay. All right, boys. We got the draft tomorrow. We have nothing.
Who's the first pick?
Really nothing going on. The first pick is going to be
Aiden Hutchinson.
Trayvon Walker.
Trayvon Walker. How many quarterbacks go in the first round?
3.
Just about to say
3.
2. Yep. Malik Willis.
Pickett, Lewis,
I think Matt Corral sneaks in there.
Desmond Ritter.
Or Desmond Ritter. It might be 4.
I think Matt Corral sneaks in over Desmond Ritter. I think Desmond Ritter is early in the second round, though.
How many of them were starters in 5 years? Because I would say none.
None.
No.
1.
I'll say 2.
Maybe Willis.
I'll say
Malik.
2. I think Malik's a starter, and I think, to be honest with you, I
Corral?
think Desmond Ritter is a starter. But I don't know if he's gonna be a first round pick. I think he's a starter. I think he's gonna get it with the top with his head.
You used to be high on Corral. What happened?
I think Corral's talented, but I just think that
It's got to be the right team.
yeah,
System.
it's more of a system for him. But I think Desmond Ritter is going to make a bigger jump and stay. His staying power is gonna be longer because of up top.
I was hearing-
Not saying the other guys aren't
Yeah.
capable of doing it, but that's what has been kind of catching all the scouts' eyes is the
Mentals.
how intelligent he is.
I've been hearing
field.
the Chiefs want to trade up and get Jamison Williams.
Get a taller
I want the
Tyreek.
Saints. I want him to get the Saints. I know I said I didn't care about them drafting a receiver in the
There's
first
some
round,
Traylon Burks,
but
Drake
I
London.
love Traylon Burks.
ESPN right now is asking who's the best pro prospect: Kyle Hamilton,
Or
Ahmad
Stingley.
Gardner, or Derek Stingley.
Stingley.
Telling
Stingley,
y'all,
Stingley is to
dude.
me too.
Telling y'all, Stingley is going to be the first
He-
cornerback taken. He's
look,
going to be the
he-
first defensive back taken.
To
Gotta
me,
be.
Derek Stingley's game fits the pro game perfectly. Like
No.
he doesn't have to be a willing tackler because I mean, if you think about the top corners in the league right now, most 3 of them aren't willing tacklers.
No doubt.
And he doesn't have to tackle. All he has to do is play coverage, lock down one side of the field, and
You can do that.
that's it.
In New
He
York.
can do that every game, week in and week out.
Yeah, we do that in New York.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think he's going to get up
10th
there.
overall to the Jets.
The only
He's
word
going
for
top
Derek
5.
Stingley was the injury
Come to
and
the
just
Jets.
overall health, and he silenced that in the pro day. He
No
came
doubt.
out and he showed out.
No doubt.
I think that was something like 80% too.
Yeah, I think he's got more than 10.
Mm-hmm.
What a show. Good
What a
show today,
show.
boys.
What a
Good
show.
We're,
Go Green Green.
we're doing a good. We're making a conscious effort of getting good guests.
Is this shirt too small?
Getting good guests?
No, you're just getting big.
Am I getting buffer?
We'll see y'all on Friday at Earl's. We are promoting it Friday at Earl's, which now is at 4:30, from 4:30 to 6. We are also doing a special with Earl's the next week, not this Friday, but next Friday. We are partnering with Caesars. They have a watch party for the LSU baseball game. We are going to lead into the watch party. The game is at 6, I believe, or 6:30. Our show ends at 6. We are going to lead it. Come have drinks with us. We have an open tab. Caesars is going to pick up probably some drinks for y'all. There's going to be some food. There's going to be a lot of things to get you in there. We have
free
fun.
play.
It is a open forum. We have a lot of people that come in and out, talk to the show. I think I'm going to try to get Coach Maneri on the show. We're going to have guests. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have stories. We're going to talk a lot about sports, a lot of LSU baseball. If you want a place to go, Uncle Earl's is the spot. Caesars are going to be there. They're going to do a lot of things for us. Like, subscribe. We're on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have clips up there daily. We're on all podcasts, Apple and Spotify. We appreciate everything that you, our
Stewie on the
sponsors,
ones and
everyone
twos
do.
Friday.
Yeah, Floyd.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Floyd is in there. If you aren't there, I'm gonna slit your. I'm gonna slice your.
God,
Slice your tires.
Slit your throat.
I'm gonna slice your tires.
Columbia
You're not gonna
necktie.
drive. How's that gonna feel? When
How
you
about
can't
that, you
drive
Dorito?
somewhere, you miss
I'll
the whole
get an
weekend?
Uber.
You're gonna Uber for 5 hours. You're not gonna do that.
Wait, where's the bachelor party?
At
Gulf
the
Shores.
beach.
Gulf
It's
Shores.
easy trip to go. I'll give you.
It's 5
I'll
hours.
give you
You're
4
taking
hours,
that
4 hours.
Toyota?
It's 4 hours. Is
Absolutely.
he gonna make it?
That thing's
Yeah.
gonna make it.
Get your little
That thing-
PED, you'll
that
make
thing
it.
is
All
good for
right,
anything.
we will see y'all again on Friday. Like I said, Uncle Earl's 4:30 to
Put Red
6.
Bull in
Thank
that
you for
car?
tuning in. Thank you for watching Miked
Petrol.
Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We'll see you in 2 days. Peace.
Those.
Doze.
That was.
Speaking of those, do we